in the scrum downs, which he says has been a bit of an Achilles heel for his team. While for Michael Tankotieno, he feels the team is still within the relegation zone, and whatever points they can get out today will be worthy towards their greater cause, which is maintaining their Kenya Cup status for yet another season. Well, as we just catch a glimpse of the fans who have trickled into the RFUA ground for the early kickoff. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. will be the clash between hosts Kenya Harlequin and runaway league leaders Cabras Sugar. But first, the early kickoff, Wamba, who will be playing in the black strip, and Black Blood, who will be in the maroon and black strip. And one interesting fact there, Michael Tankotieno, the Black Blood coach, played his rugby at Wamba upon completion of his studies at the Kenyatta University, of where he was an alumni.
Yeah, so match day 9, as you might have heard there from my co-commentator Michael Wamba, we did have the Enterprise Cup first round being played last week, so the Kenya Cup did take a break, but we are back now in action for what promises to be an interesting afternoon. The man there in the picture there on the left is Kenya 7's Billy Odhiambo, not part of the Mwamba match day 23. Still, I think, recovering from a broken jaw sustained during the National 7 circuit. So he'll be catching a glimpse of the action from the sidelines as Black Blood do their final prayers before they get into action this afternoon against Mwamba. It's 5th against 10th. There's a very yawning gap between number 5 and 10 in the standings. I think Mwamba have 22 points and Black Blood do have 11, so a gap of 11 points separating these two sides. I think the goal for Black Blood will be to ensure that they do survive the Kenya Cup. They're not relegated, while Wamba chasing very much a playoff spot after missing out on the last 2 seasons. So that's a snapshot of the crowd who have come to catch a glimpse of the action, the early kickoff, which we are about to start very, very shortly.
Both sides making their way into the tunnel before marching onto the field of play. It will be interesting to see the result of this fixture at the close of the 80 minutes.
Just to remind our viewers also that these two teams have not been featured on live TV yet so far in the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. We've pretty much done everyone else, but Mwamba and Black Blood and of course Cabras yet to feature on live TV broadcast. But today they do get their turn to feature on a live TV.
The two sides making their way onto the field of play. Kenyatta University's Black Blood, as mentioned earlier, in the maroon and yellow strip. Wamba RFC in the traditional black strip. Of course, it has been souped up by latter-day kit designers. There's a time, William Juguna, this kit was entirely black and almost made of a material akin to tarpaulin, but those were the days gone by.
New days, new technology. Sponsors, Modern Coast, Stanbic Bank, all featuring very prominently on the Mwamba jersey, as Black Blood set themselves up for one last time before the grueling 80 minutes. Mwamba, I mean, just remind our viewers, Black Blood have not had bad results. It's only that against the big sides, their matches have been very close. I mean, they lost to Impala by probably 3 points. Lost to this is your lineup for Mwamba: Deuce Mudaki, Kevin Kerore, Brian Otieno, Stephen Wangondo, Stephen Sikuta, Hussein Yaya, Collins Injera, Tony Owor, the captain, Martin Oyugi, Tony Omondi, Horace Otieno, Brad Owako, Mike Agevi, Joel Nzuga, and Anthony Mbugwa as the fullback. While on the Black Blood side, we do have Given Zonyango, Edwin Mutoka, Felix Omondi, Steve Odhiambo, Bravin Mukoro, Wesley Kidiga, Dennis Opio, Ian Obukwa, Dennis Mutetia, Brian Ogada, Ted Okal, Davis Odhiambo, Dickens Odhiambo, Achedia Squesa, and Alan Ominde. The coach is Michael Tankotieno. Black Blood have had very narrow escapes in terms of losses against the so-called big sides. And this is a game they should be looking at winning. Your center referee is Moses Ndungu, to be assisted by Vincent Maranga, the first assistant referee. And the second assistant referee is
Enoch Amadi, former Wamba FC player who has since taken the plunge into officiating. Now a picture there, Moses Ndungu.
Black Blood playing from right to left and Wamba playing from left to right on your screen as match day 9 gets underway here at the RFUA grounds.
The ball is kept in play, but Moses Ndungu calls for an early knock-on. And the first scrum feed of the game goes to Black Blood barely 22 seconds into the match. This is Dennis Mutethia, the Black Blood scrum half, with the scrum feed. Let's see the response from Wamba. That is Collins Injera just curtailing the movement there of Ian Obukwa, most valuable player at the Varsity League, which was held between the months of September and October 2018. Black Blood building slowly in these early moments as Moses Ndungu just cautions Tony O'War, urging him to watch the offside line. It's Black Blood building slowly, but are they gaining ground? That is a big question. Arcadius Kwesa, he was one of the star performers for this university side during the National Sevens circuit last year. Handling error there from Dennis Opio, and possession has been turned over. Bradley Owako with the offload. That is Tony Omondi. Plays it through to Martin Oyugi. Tony O'War just secures that ruck. Ball is played in to Kevin Kirori, former Kenya under-20 international. Actually, current Kenya under-20 international. He is still 19. Collins Injera there, probably the most experienced player on this field of play for this particular match. Wamba building slowly as they want to get their foot on the gas pedal early on. But once again, Moses Ndungu calls for a scrum down. It will be a Black Blood scrum feed. And William, just looking at this match in comparison to other 2 p.m. kickoffs, just hoping that the tempo is a lot higher. I think the matches between Queens and Nondis and the Oilers Strathmore match in Nakuru, which are 2 p.m. kickoffs, were quite fluid, end-to-end stuff, but otherwise what we have seen all through the season is more sedate action. The teams probably just coming into life in the last 20 or so minutes, but something that you'd pin on the prevailing weather conditions.
Absolutely, yes. The prevailing hot weather really making things very difficult for teams to get used to the afternoon heat. As Moses Ndungu and the referee just having a word with the front rows of Black Blood. Dennis Mutetia to feed this ball into the scrum again. 3.5 minutes gone. The score still 0-0 as the two teams try to find their footing in this game. Yano Bukwa there just making sure that the ball was won there by Black Blood, and Black Blood now trying to test the Wamba defense as they go out wide.
That was Ted Okal just looking to step past his man. It would be quite daring of Black Blood to take on the slightly bigger Wamba forwards. But that's what Kenya Cup Rugby is all about. Remember, on match day 9, Black Blood, it was actually on match day 7, they ran KCB close, that game ending 20 points to 15.
At Kenyatta University.
They will certainly have taken a lot from that match in terms of confidence builders. This is Arcadius Kwesa. He has wheels and he can run, and he slips past Collins Injera. You don't see that happen often, William Juguna.
Absolutely, yes, you don't see that happen. Collins Injera there being burnt on the outside. And Wamba really having difficulty in stopping this fluid black blood opportunities which are coming their way.
Steve Odhiambo just going into contact, and one interesting thing, William Juguna, black blood lose Steve Odhiambo but replace him with Steve Odhiambo. Remember?
Yes.
They did have Steve Odhiambo playing for Black Blood last year, but made the move to Nondis. And this is Edwin Mutoka. Black Blood are close to the Mwamba line. They sniff the try line. Can they score from here? This is Steve Odhiambo with the pass out wide. Acadia Squesa doesn't field it, and that handling error earns a respite for Mwamba, William Juguna.
Opportunity there missed for Black Blood. They had really Wamba under the caution. They had numbers out wide, but it's just the composure and the handling which let them down there. And a missed opportunity there for Black Blood to get an early 5-pointer. And Wamba do dodge a bullet in these opening exchanges here at the RFUA ground on match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. That was an opportunity begging, an opportunity which has gone begging for Black Blood. They've done all the hard work, lots of good possession, very good face play coming from them. But just that final ball lacking at the most critical time. And the score still remains 0-0 as we approach the 6-minute mark here at the RFU ground in the early kickoff on match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. It will be a scramble to Mwamba.
And this is an opportunity for Mwamba to get out of jail. Martin Oyugi, formerly of Kakamega High School. Well, there was an infringement there, and Mwamba have been penalized. The opening 6 or so minutes have not really gone their way, apart from that one phase of play that they managed to engineer early on in the game. It has been all Black Blood, and they do have an opportunity to get on the score sheet. Dennis Mutethia with the scrum feed.
Can Black Blood make it count here in these opening exchanges here at the RFUA ground? Remember, they lie in 10th position with 11 points. And Mwamba lie in 5th on 22 points. Just based on these first 5 minutes, you'd not tell who is the higher ranked side so far.
This is Obukwa, picks that ball from the base of the scrum, plays it to David Ocheng. He is slowed down, but he still presents the ball. Givens Odwar just carries the ball 1 or 2 meters ahead. Deus Mudaki forces the turnover for Mwamba as somebody's skull cup lay on the ground.
Martin Oyugi with the box kick there just to relieve pressure, but it doesn't travel that far. So it's still Black Blood with the ball here.
That was Alan Ominde. Obviously not attacking from depth. That delivery not the best, but it is still kept alive by the university students. A kick behind the Mwamba defense from Stormy Odhiambo. He goes over for the opening score. Well,
he didn't ground the ball from where we stand, and I think the referee has called it back for an advantage to Black Blood. He didn't ground the ball. It was a chase between him and one of the KCB, one of the Black Blood players, one of the Wamba players, I beg your pardon.
Well, actually, that was Joel Inzuga, who was left for dead by Stormy Odhiambo. But as you can see, he dropped that ball just when he needed to place his body on it. Try scoring opportunity there, missed for Black Blood, but pretty much summing up their dominance in the opening 10 or so minutes of the match. We haven't quite hit the 10th minute, but it has been all Black Blood thus far. Kick downfield will not cause any problems for the Black Blood back three. That is Alan Ominde. Forces his Mwamba defenders to turn. Joel Inzuga, the man they call Zing, is really not having the best of afternoons. The quickly taken line out, was it well advised? No, it wasn't. As Mwamba still finding themselves under pressure. Uncharacteristic of them, especially when taking on the likes of Black Blood, whom we have known Mwamba to deal with conclusively. But Mwamba, this particular match, it still is only 10 minutes played and they are on the course.
Wamba really yet to get going in this opening 10 minutes as Edwin Mutoka with this line out throw. Tony Oworo, all concentration, back from a very bad injury and signing from Wamba. Was previously with the Leos and with Homeboys, making his impact felt on the Wamba side. In the picture there, Steve Odhiambo. Black Blood trying to build a face of play here. That's Dennis Opio, goes into contact, delivers the ball now to the scrum half, Dennis Muthethia. Now that's man in jersey number 13, Dickens Odhiambo. That's the composure and the accuracy coming in from Black Blood, not the very best. And that ball, I think, was kicked in the rack. And the referee says play on as Dickens Odhiambo tries to start another attack here. Muthethia being harassed there by the Mwamba defense, but he delivers the ball to Wesley Kidiga. It's all Black Blood in this 10 minutes so far, but they're yet to make it count on the scoreboard. Muthethia again trying to expose, get mismatches out wide. Bravin Mukoro. Now, this is Ted Okal. Goes into contact, presents the ball to Muthethia. Muthethia now finds his fly half, Brian Ogada, or Byron Ogada. Ogada gives it to one of the forwards. Muthethia again finds Givens Onyango, but Onyango drops that ball, and now can Mwamba hit back? That's Martin Oyugi, and Oyugi gives that ball to Tony Omondi, and Omondi just takes the ball out of touch, and it will be a line-out throw to Mwamba. Michael Tankotino there in your picture, former Kenyan international in the 15th game, former Kenya 15th coach, former player. He's done it all for the country as a coach and as a player and even as a selector. Not pretty much impressed by what he has seen so far from his side. They should be at the bare minimum be 2 tries up from the chances and the possession that they've created so far. Edwin Mutoka with a line-out throw for Mwamba. Once again, the passing and the accuracy, and it will be a scrum ball to Mwamba, who finally do get over the halfway line and are now in Black Blood territory. And the man there in your picture is Kevin Bling Wambua, who is also the assistant coach for the Kenya 7 side. Probably could be the afternoon heat taking a toll on Mwamba, but they're yet to come to the party just yet in terms of an attacking force. As Oyugi now is going to feed this ball into the scrum. Fast, meaningful attacking threat from Mwamba. Oyugi finds Tony Omondi. Omondi finds Omondi again, but tried to go for a wraparound, but then there was a hint of a forward pass. So it's going to be a Black Blood ball. Very scrappy from these two sides in terms of attack. Michael Kwambo, don't know if it's afternoon sun which is taking its toll on the players. That lack of accuracy is really costing these two sides.
Well, I would rule out the afternoon sun despite having mentioned it as a factor in the languidity of some games, because I think that the players at this point of the season are well conditioned and able to withstand any conditions that they are forced to endure. I think it's probably the teams just warming up. Remember, we're yet to play quarter of an hour, so it probably still be edgy, still be gauging each other, but we do expect this game to settle into a rhythm as time goes on. This is Ian Obukwa once again picks up that ball from the base of the scrum. Solid tackle there coming from Brad Oako. Ball is booted downfield. What can Joel Nzuga do this time? He feels it well enough to play it to Tony Mwangi. There are numbers arriving there for Mwamba. Oyugi with the pass. Numbers arriving there. Tony Owor, former Kenya 7s, former Kenya 15s international. Oyugi. Mwamba just looking to get into that rhythm that we talked about. Beautiful inside pass from Steve Sikuta to his fellow second row, Steve Ongondu. Oyugi once again. The pass to Tony Omondi, who tried to kick over the Black Blood defense. Will this be costly? This is beautiful coming through from the varsity students. That pass eventually fielded by Dennis Mutethia, but there was a hint of a handling error there. Yes, there was. Advantage Mwamba, actually respite to Mwamba, because Black Blood were actually on the way to draw blood from Wamba. But William, can you draw blood from a stone? This is a bigger question.
It's very difficult, but Wamba really dodging a second or third bullet here in this encounter. That to me looks like a certainty of a try, especially with that kick from Wamba, which wasn't very well fielded. And they do dodge a bullet as Martin Oyugi goes to feed this ball into the scrum here for Wamba. Decent scrum coming in also for Black Blood, but Wamba able to hold up their own. Oyugi now gives it now to Ted Okal, actually not Ted Okal, but Tony Omondi. Still Wamba. Collins Injera now, what can he do? Finds the fullback, Anthony Mbugwa, but there was a hint of a forward pass. We have an injured player down on the floor. Wamba slowly but slowly trying to get into the action as the game wears on. An injured player from Black Blood. Some instructions coming in from the Wamba technical bench. Not happy with what they've seen so far in this opening 15 minutes of the game. So remember, it's match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Coming up at 4 p.m, the eagerly anticipated clash between Queens and Cabras. Battle Royale, a heavyweight showdown between position 1 and position 3. Other fixtures, just to remind you that the champions KCB are at Strathmore Leos. Homeboys facing Mean Machine as Impala have made the trip to Nakuru to face Menengai Oilers at the Nakuru Athletic Club, while in the same town of Nakuru, Nondis are the visitors to Nakuru RFC. Those are your fixtures for match day 9. As the Wamba forwards just have a conversation there. Man seems to be doing all the talking is Steve Sikuta, younger brother to Dan Sikuta, who will be in action in the 4 p.m. game for Cabras. It's a snapshot of the crowd who have come very early to catch a glimpse of the action. Most likely will be a replacement on the Black Blood side there. Martin Oyugi with the scrum put in. Actually, it's Dennis Mutethia now. Here comes Ted Okal. Goes into contact, presents the ball to Mutethia. Mutethia now finds Dennis Opio. Goes into contact again. It's Black Blood gaining a bit of meters here and confidence. Man in jersey number 6 is Wesley Kidiga. Kidiga is able to present that ball. Good defense coming in from Wamba, but Mutethia has the ball again. To me looks like Humphrey Charlie in jersey number 18. Mutethia again goes for the snipe, finds Edwin Mutoka, and that ball was lost forward, but the referee says that Wamba were offside. 19 minutes gone here at the RFUA ground, match day 9, and Black Blood have changed tact. They will go for the points. They have spent so much time in the Wamba 22. Hasn't needed a try, so change of strategy as they get this penalty, which will be taken by Alan Ominde.
Alan Ominde's kick sails wide. It remains scoreless halfway through the first half. The action coming to you live and free on Wamba Sport from the RFUA ground. This is Kenya Cup Match Day 9. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. is host Kenya Harlequin against Kabras Sugar. Undoubtedly the match of Match Day 9. A match that everybody is looking forward to, and you can get it live and free on Wamba Sport, as well as on the streaming links on the internet, which we will share in a bit.
So it's going to be a line out throw here for Wamba. Actually, it's going to be a scramble, I beg your pardon. Will be a scramble. There was a knock on there by Black Blood. Martin Oyugi is going to feed this ball into the scrum. Live stream there, as you can see, is www.bambakenya.co.ke. Oyugi is able to find Tony Omondi. Takes the ball out wide here. Finds the fullback, Anthony Mbugwa. Mbugwa, man on the wing there.
Also, Yugi to Owor gains a few meters forward for the Black Shirts. Yugi to Kerore just takes his eye off the ball for a moment. Handling error there. Advantage swings back to Black Blood. What a way to kill your momentum.
Absolutely, yes. Knock on, as I've said earlier, the game is a bit scrappy. Both sides not really finding their feet in this opening 20 minutes or so. Black Blood have had possession and territory and opportunities to get at least a try or two. They haven't done it. While on this other side, Wamba are not really making a very good impression so far. And they do have a lot of work to do. So it will be a scramble here to Black Blood. Remember, the scores are still goalless on Match Day 9 here between these two sides.
That's Obukwa once again from the base of the scrum. The delivery was a bit scrappy, but it is Black Blood in possession. Pravin Mukoro used to play his rugby at Brumbies RFC and not the Super Rugby side, William Juguna Brumbies, but this is a team that existed in Eastlands, of course folded a few seasons ago, but two of their products, Stormy Odhiambo and Bravin Mukoro, are in action for Black Blood this afternoon.
That to me looks like a high tackle. That's a box kick coming in from Dennis Mutethia, but not the best of kicks. But I think the referee's arm had gone out for offside. And it will be advantage back to Black Blood. Byron Ogada just weighing his options here. I think he'll look for territory and take play to the corner. It's a good kick, which takes Black Blood to the Mwamba 22, and it will be a line-out throw for Mwamba. 23.5 minutes gone here. The RFUA ground. The score is still 0-0 between Mwamba and Black Blood. It's a good line-out take there, won by Steve Odhiambo. And the question is, can Black Blood make it count? Ian Obukwa there. Muthethia finds Steve Odhiambo. Odhiambo finds Dickens Odhiambo. So Black Blood hot on attack here, and another dropped pass. And the story of the first half here again. Dropped passes, but the referee said that Wamba breaching the offside line. So it's still going to be Black Blood who get a second bite of the cherry. Byron Ogada takes play to the corner. It will be advantage to Black Blood. They've had the upper hand in terms of possession and territory, but they have not made it count so far. That will be a worry for them, because if Wamba just get the act together, they could pull away from this game. But so far, it's all black blood. Edwin Mutoka with the line-out throw here. Wamba do have a bit of defending to do. It's won there by Dennis Mutetia. And once again, another dropped pass, another knock-on from black blood. Don't know if the ball is as a hot potato. Mutetia with the pass there, but his teammate couldn't get a grab of the ball at the opportune time, so Wamba will be able to clear their lines from this scrum feed. Martin Oyugi. Score is still goalless here at the RFA ground on match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Good scrum coming in from Black Blood, and Tony O'War looks perplexed by the referee's decision. Question is, Wamba, Black Blood are doing everything right apart from scoring, and that was a dominant scrum against the head there, and they do get a penalty.
We've already seen Alan Ominde miss his initial goal attempt from the penalty, but he decides to have a second go at it. Prior to that, we had seen Blood span 2 try-scoring opportunities, so anything that they can do to get points on the board will be welcome. Alan Ominde hoping for a lot more accuracy with his kick at goal. Wow, William Juguna, that was straightforward, at least from our angle. But for Alan Ominde, he misses. And is this something that he will come to rue later on in this match?
Probably, yes. 2 missed penalties. They've had the lion's share of possession and territory, but they've not made it count so far in this opening 27 minutes. And we do have 12 and a half minutes to go to the end of the first half. And Mwamba just really surviving so far. They have not had a decent spell of possession, as they do go for the 22-meter dropout.
This is Dennis Mutetia, just does well to tap that ball back, showing his composure but not his vision there, as Ian Obukwa runs into a wall of Mwamba defenders. It is kept alive by Mwamba. That is given Zodwar. Mutetia is back, plays it to Ogada, Byron Ogada with the kick downfield. Bit of confusion there, but eventually fielded by Martin Oyugi, finding it hard to find the floor, but eventually he does. Numbers arriving there for Mwamba to clean it up. Steve Sikuta sticks it 2 meters forward. As we get to the center of the park, Oyugi with a pass out wide. Mwamba haven't really used their gas men, and we know that they do have strength in the form of that man, Horace Otieno, former Kenya Sevens international, back after a stint in the USA. This is Eugene Sudi. He is on. Didn't start this match, but coming into the front row. But wearing shirt number 12, probably believes that he can play like a center, William Juguna.
Another knock on there from Black Blood. Sudi trying to play as a center, but Steve Sikuta there as exchanging pleasantries with Bravin Mukoro. There was an attempted intercept there from Black Blood, but it didn't materialize. And both teams very scrappy, in both attack and defense. And it's looking like it could be a very low-scoring game. I think the 2 p.m. kickoffs have been very low-scoring, with the exception of the Queens Nondis game and the Menengai Oilers, Strathmore Oilers game, which was live on Bamba Sport a few weeks ago.
Martin Oyugi with the scrum feed. Tony O'War picks it up from the base of the scrum. This is Joel Inzuga racing past one, charging past the second, then gets his foot out into touch. situational awareness there lacking for the Wamba winger.
First real foray of an attack there from Wamba as they took the ball to the blind side. But Nzug, as my co-commentator Michael Wamba said, just lacking the positional awareness, and I don't think he had support on the inside to offload the ball. A very good attacking opportunity there from Wamba, which probably has gone begging as we have 10 minutes to go to the end of the first half. 0-0 the scoreline. And this is the first of our double header here at the RFA ground. Coming up at 4 p.m, the eagerly anticipated clash between Queens and Cabras. It will be a line-out throw for Black Blood. Edwin Mutoka goes long. It's a bit suspect here, and that throw was not straight according to Moses Ndungu, and it will be a Wamba ball deep in Black Blood territory. Wamba opting to go for the scrum. Moses Ndungu there. It's going to be a scramble. Wamba with a good attacking opportunity here to get on the board if they are able to win that scrum and probably go through a couple of phases.
Humphrey Tali is back on for Black Blood for his second stint as Blood lose Felix Odwor to the blood bin. Tony Owor with a pass to Martin Oyugi. Joel Nzuga once again is slowed down but does well to present it. Owor, he had a whiff of the try line. Just carried the ball another meter forward. That was Yahya Hussein. Martin Oyugi, there's a scramble for that ball. Wamba just surging forward. Oyugi. Moses Ndungu calls for the penalty. 7 minutes remain in the first half. It remains scoreless between Wamba and Black Blood. Wamba in the all-black strip, while Black Blood in their maroon and yellow shirts and black shorts.
Wamba really stepped up an attempt here to get some points on the board. I've been camped here for the last 5 minutes. Can they make it count in these closing stages of the first half? Here at the RFA ground, it's match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Wamba against Black Blood. It's 5th against 10th. Wamba on 22 points, Black Blood on 11. Oyugi with the scrum feed now. Tony Owor controlling it at the base of the scrum. Can he go over the line? Tony Owor being held up here by very strong Wamba defense, and he's pushed back as Oyugi now tries to look for one of his forwards there. Finds Collins Injera. Collins Injera. Did he drop the ball there? And the try has been given. Finally, Wamba do get on the board. But from where I stand, I thought he probably dropped the ball. Oyugi there, and Collins Injera using one of his teammates as a decoy. Looked to me like a dropped ball. But the referees, in this particular case, is final. And Collins Injera opens the scoring. Let's look at it again here from the replay. Yes, he didn't ground it. Was a dropped ball there. But the referee's decision is final. As Martin Oyugi now, actually Tony Omondi for the conversion. Conversion kick goes wide. So it's 5-0 to Wamba as we approach the last 5.5 minutes of the first half. Time has really flown by. You can see that again. Collins Injera goes with one man. That angle is not conclusive. But the score stands, so it's 5-0 to Wamba, who have really labored. They have huffed and puffed in this first half. But they do lead by 5 points to 0.
This is Byron Ogada with the restart deep into Mwamba territory, but only as far as Tony Omondi. Big kick downfield, 4 minutes to play in the first half. Collins Injera's try separates the two sides. Well, other than missed opportunities, missed penalties, and that try, there really hasn't been much to write about in the first half. Hoping that the second half will bubble into life. Blood started the half on a high. But once they let down their guard, Wamba were able to penetrate and score a try. Three minutes remain in the first half here at the RFUA ground. Brian Kahura with the line-out throw for Mwamba. It's claimed in the air there by Tony Orr. This is Steve Sikuta riding 2 or 3 tackles from Black Blood. Presents the ball for Martin Oyugi. Brilliant reverse pass to Collins Injera. This time he races clear like we have seen him do time and again. He lands his brace, 10-0. And what an interesting 5 or so minutes it has been for Mwamba. They have been on the cosh and then just finding themselves 2 tries ahead. Let's just see that brilliant interplay there between Martin Oyugi and Collins Injera. There was no stopping the choo-choo train there.
Absolutely, yes. And out of nothing, Wamba do now have 2 tries in the bag there, both scored by Collins Injera. And it was a brilliant reverse pass there from Martin Oyugi. And you could say that those 2 tries were sucker punches, because Blackbird have really had a dominant first half in terms of possession and territory, but they've not made it count, and they are paying the price for that now. They will trail as they enter, as we go into the halftime interval. Conversion kick to come here by Mwamba. And the conversion is good. So that takes the score now to 12-0. And 2 excellent tries there from Collins Injera. It was a brilliant reverse pass there from Martin Oyugi. And Collins Injera just had time and space to scoot past past the Black Blood defense to get his second try of the afternoon. His first try was a bit debatable, but there was no questions about the second try. Well worked try there by the Wamba scrum half and Collins Injera, who is playing today as a flanker. Actually, he's been playing flank for Wamba for the past 2 to 3 seasons.
Byron Ogada restarts this match for the 3rd time. Remember, there was kickoff, and then after conceding those tries, his kick is claimed by Brad Owako. Strong running from the one-time Kenya Simbas international. Martin Oyugi with the pass to Tony Orr. You can see Mwamba beginning to get into their rhythm. Injera bubbles into life, plays it to Tony Omondi, finding it hard to hit the floor, but eventually he does. Oyugi with the kick behind the Blood defense. It is dicey for Black Blood. Bounces in Mwamba's favor, or does it not? It doesn't. We have done 40 minutes of the first half. We're just waiting for Moses Ndungu to officially bring the proceedings of this half to an end.
Yeah, it's been a topsy-turvy first half. Black Blood having the edge in the first 20 to 25 minutes, actually 30 minutes, before Wamba strike two deadly blows in a space of 2 minutes to lead by 12-0. And should the scores remain the way they are, then Wamba will go above Nondis for a couple of hours before Nondis do take on Nakuru in the 4 p.m. kickoffs. Scrum feed there by Dennis Mutetia. What can Black Blood do? Can they get something before the halftime interval? Mutetia again finds man in jersey number 10, Byron Ogada. Goes on a very good run. Mutetia finds man in jersey number 13, Dickens Odhiambo.
This is Teddy Okal. He was played in there by Alan Ominde. Blood bubbling into life towards the close of the half. That is Wesley Kidinga. Jinking run there, but running nowhere. Penalty advantage remains with the university students from Thika Road. It's debatable whether they are in Nairobi or Kiambu counties, but that is a debate for those people who drop boundaries. Yet another penalty for Black Blood. Are they going to go for goal? No. They are looking to find territory and probably walk it home. Moses Ndungu calls for the line out. It is Edwin Mutoka with the line out throw for Black Blood. They did poke holes in the Mwamba scrum early on. What can they do from this? It is played short, but there are no numbers there to give any forward movement for that maul. And the Blood player who was in possession was just forced out into touch. Brian Kahura with this line-out throw from Wamba. Remember, we've done the 40 minutes on the clock. But obviously, there were stoppages here and there, and Moses Ndungu obviously compensating for that time. Tony Owar has been quite the leader for Mwamba in the forwards. Ball claimed there by Dennis Opio. Finds the floor. This is Dennis Mutevia. He has a man in support. That is Wesley Kidinga. Numbers arriving there and clearing it out. Clean ball delivered to Steve Odhiambo. Spanned a try-scoring opportunity early on. Teddy Okal caught ball watching there, but does well to reclaim it. Elvis Namusasi is on. It's interesting the way Mwamba are using the reserves bench, William Juguna.
Absolutely, yes. We are seeing a lot of subs coming in from Wamba in this first half. And Alan Ominde opting to go for a third penalty attempt here. Will he get it right? He's missed his first two penalties. And that would have made a whole of difference in this game when we added to the try-scoring opportunities that they have really butchered Black Blood now. What can they get before halftime? Can they get the 3 points in and try and build in the second half? As things stand, it's Wamba with a 12-0 lead. And Alan Ominde now, third penalty attempt.
The flag goes up this time. Alan Ominde's penalty kick is successful. The first points on the board for Black Blood. but he's missed 3 attempts before that, William Juguna.
Actually missed 2 attempts before that. So at the 2 attempts to this one, we could have been talking a very different scoreline, coupled with the fact that probably they should have had a try or 2 before Wamba scored there. So as things stand, it's Wamba who are leading by 12 points to 3 at halftime here at the RFA ground on match day 9. The first of our double header here. Wamba 12, Black Blood 3.
As we go into the highlights any moment from now, we just saw confirmation of the halftime score there. 2 tries from Collins Injera. And that penalty for Black Blood. 12-3 to the Black Shirts at the interval. And these are the highlights. That was Brian Ogada getting us underway. And this was Acadia Squesa. Had left Collins Injera for dead a few moments ago. And this was that moment Collins Injera grounded the ball for the opening try. Just weaved through the Blood defense and broke the deadlock there with that 5-pointer. And then there was this brilliant reverse pass from Martin Oyugi. Injera running his way to the railway station, the choo-choo train getting into the station. William Juguna. Was it SGR or the original gauge railway? And we're going into the halftime break. See you for the second half shortly.
Bunkers have become one of the most successful rugby sides in the country by winning over 20 titles. KCB has won 5 Kenya Cup titles, thus becoming a force to be reckoned with in the league.
In our Kenya Cup journey, the most memorable moment was winning Kenya Cup back-to-back, and last season, us winning unbeaten, which is not a mean feat, and I take it. I really applaud the boys and the sponsor for putting us up there.
Despite their positive showing in the league in the early 90s, KCB was made to wait for 15 years before they could lift their maiden Kenya Cup title. After finishing runners-up in 2004, KCB under head coach Michael Tanko Tieno came back firing in 2005 to clinch their maiden Kenya Cup title.
Well, I think just Tank being a former international, because Tank also played for Kenya in the 1980s. He knows a lot about the game. He's a student of the game. I think it just brought a lot of physicality and fitness. Tank, I know, is very big on physicality and fitness. And I think for that 5 years, or those 6 years that KCB were top, I think they were the fittest team in the league. They were able to grind out results. And also, I think they were able to tap some of the new talent which was coming through. And Tank made his team to be very fit. And that's why they were able to win the league. And those were one of the things he brought into the KCB setup.
The Bunkers went ahead to win both Impala Floodlit and Wamba Cup titles that season. The club's dominance in the league was there for all to see, after successfully defending their Kenya Cup crown in 2006 and 2007, making it 3 titles in a row.
Our recruitment process is interesting. We recruit from schools. We have a feeder team, and we have a social responsibility activity which we also sponsor as a rugby club. Also take care of the northern suburbs boys and girls. That's where we base our recruitment, and also we partner with schools around Ruaraka area and also Western Kenya, where we have a lot of good players coming out from. Most of the players that play for us come from the academy system and into the second team and onto the first team.
We've always been rebuilding, always been mixing youth and experience. Players have worked hard to be picked into the national team. We've had the highest number of players in the national team, which has reflected in our performance and the standards of the game being played. The sponsorship of the bank cannot be overlooked, because without the sponsors, we couldn't achieve this match.
Some of the players who engineered this success included Derek Wamalwa, Howard Kimani, Paul Murunga, Mankandere, Simon Otieno, John Ojara, Dan Ouma, Asiko Owiri and Sadiq Maki.
Since 1989, many players have featured for KCB and the national team. In 1989, we had players like Dan Ouma, Simon Jawizre, Asiko Owiro, Makandere all playing for the national team. Bernard Tebete. In the later years, we had Derek Wamalwa, Alubaka, Franklin Amiani, the late, also playing for the national team. Right now we boast of over 9 players, Darwin Mukiza, Curtis Lilako, all playing the national team. And they're good players, they're very good players, and they carry the nation and they fly the flag high.
Everything just came together in 2005 when they won the league for 3 years in a row, 2005, 2006, 2007. And they won the league, and some of the players, of course, who've gone through KCB at the current Kenya Sevens coach, Paul Murunga. You look at guys like Peter Mutai, Derek Wamalwa, Makandere, Edwin Alubaka. There are very many household names from KCB, and Tank was able to mold a very strong team to win the Kenya Cup 3 years in a row. I think only 3 teams have won the Kenya Cup 3 years in a row. I think it's only 4. I think it's Harlequins, Impala, Nondis and KCB.
When I joined the club, I was mentored by a couple of guys, the likes of Derek Wamalwa, Edwin Alubaka, Antonio Goat, Paul Murunga. But I think the one who really put me on track and I looked up to him a lot was Derek Wamalwa. Played the same position, and he kept me grinding. He gave me the tips that I needed, especially for the position. And also at that time he was my captain, and so I really looked up a lot to him because he played the role well as a captain and also as a player.
Under Tanko Tieno, KCB brought a new swag to the game, which took their opponents by surprise.
To keep the players motivated and focused to win 3 league titles in a row is not very easy, by the way. So that was a very good thing that they did 2005, 2006, 2007, breaking that monotony of Harlequins and Impala, who had shared the league for the first part of the decade, by the way.
Our main philosophy is brotherhood, friendship, and hard work. That's what we base all our activities. We base them on the three pillars, and that's our 3-pillar philosophy.
We've always been playing lion-hearted rugby. Lion-hearted rugby shows in our character. The players play, we scratch, we bite, we claw our way into a win, just like lions in the real life, just like how lions do. We'll scratch, we'll bite, we'll claw our way up to the last minute, and up to the time we win. We play with a big heart, we play with pride, we play for one another.
However, the 3 years consecutive dominance in the league was brought to an end after finishing 3rd in 2008 and runners-up in both 2009 and 2010.
I think in 2008 they tailed off because of course now they were rebuilding. I think a lot of the players left. Then they got to the final in 2010 where they lost to Harlequins, a game that they were leading 21-3 at halftime. It's one of those mind-blowing Kenya Cup finals, how a team can lose a final.
And we're back for the second half of this opening match on Kenya Cup Match Day 9. It is Wamba leading Black Blood by 12 points to 3. Wamba's points coming from Collins Injera, who has landed 2 tries, and Black Blood with that solitary penalty from Alan Ominde right at the close of the first half. It was a rather dull, sedate first half. It only bubbled into life towards the last 10 or so minutes. What will the second half hold, William Jaguna?
It should be an interesting second half. Black Blood do need to get on the scoreboard, probably with a try here to make this game at least a little bit competitive. Wamba have really hit them with 2 sucker punches of tries just before the halftime interval. Question is, can Black Blood respond? Wamba, remember, in 5th place on the Kenya Cup log on 22 points. Black Blood in 10th with 11 points. And a win here for Black Blood, a win here for Wamba takes them above Nondis for a couple of hours before Nondis do play Nakuru.
And that is Elvis Namusasi getting the second half underway here. Elvis Namusasi played his rugby at Western Bulls and Mombasa. Has been rather lucky, William Juguna. 3 consecutive seasons of Kenya Cup rugby for him. This in spite of the 2 clubs that he's played for in the previous years being relegated. First Western Bulls and then Mombasa. This is Tony O'War with that carry. Numbers are arriving there. That is Bradley Owako. He has been big for Mwamba offensively. Martin Oyugi with the pass to Namusasi. Collins Injera with the weighted pass out wide. This is the man in shirt number 23, Sharif Idris. Steve Sikuta pummels his opposition, plays it to Injera. Chris Asira, another one of the second half substitutes, carries that ball. Kelvin Kirori. Beautiful pass out wide from Namusasi. It is fumbled eventually by Joel Nzuga and Bradley Owako. Both of them reaching for that ball. Signs of miscommunication there. And possession going to Black Blood.
Yeah, Mwamba have come out guns blazing in this first half. In the second half, I beg your pardon. Have come out guns blazing. They have made their intent very much known in this second half. They had a very slow start in the first half, looked very lethargic, but they have come out guns blazing in the second half. They're probably chasing a bonus point. If they score another 2 tries, they will win this game by a bonus point, but they'll not win with a bonus point by butchering such kind of opportunities.
Obukwa, that pass was made difficult by Oyugi. Black Blood still in a spot of bother. Wamba unrelenting in their pursuit of Black Blood and more points in this match. Kevin Wambua sure did have a stern halftime talk to his charges. Black Blood had started the first half in similar fashion, pinning Wamba to their 22, spanning 2 try-scoring opportunities within the opening 13 or so minutes. And when they survived, they fell to 2 punches. Actually, yes. I meant to say 2 tries, but 2 punches from Collins Injera. I was probably thinking like a boxing commentator and not a rugby analyst. That was rather erratic from Ogada. Steve Wangondu cantering, just looking to run in the right direction. The ball is played out wide once again. This is Idris Sharif, one of the Mwamba youngsters. Martin Oyugi marshalling his forwards, plays it in to Yahya Hussein. This is Eugene Sudi, the prop in a center shirt. Tony Mwangi keeps his feet, plays it out wide. Sharif Idris has seen lots of the ball since coming on as a second half substitute, but at this particular moment in time, he is bundled out into touch. Once again, Mwamba asking the questions of Black Blood.
Yeah, just a reminder of you that Black Blood did lose to Menengai Oilers 24 points to 13 a fortnight ago when we had the last Kenya Cup action, when Wamba won the receiving end of a 46 to 15 points demolition by Cabras Sugar at the Kakamega Showground. So both teams, of course, trying to bounce back from those losses. That was Wesley Kidiga with that line out throw and take. That's well taken there by Steve Odhiambo, able to gain a few meters here for his side, and it's able to be cleared there by Brian Ogada, who finds territory. But here comes Tony Mbugwa with an up and under, and it is a knock on there by the man in jersey number 8, Ian Obukwa. The referee is playing advantage. Tony O'Ward, that ball goes on a scorching run there. Oyugi, And that ball bubbled off. Man in jersey number 4 there, Stephen Wangondu. Ball is out and the referee says, yes, play on. Black Blood trailing by 12 points to 3. Living dangerously there. That's given Zonyango. Slipped and fell, but is able to present that ball. But it's very slow ball coming in from Black Blood at the breakdown. And Ogada is able to look for a pocket of space there behind Tony Mbugwa. It's all scrappy. It's all helter-skelter rugby from both sides. And it will be a knock on there by Tony Mbugwa. The ball hit as he was charging back. Looked like a comedy of errors. And advantage to Black Blood.
Well, some of the challenges of trying to field that ball when the sun is directly overhead. William Juguna, I remember many years ago when he used to play in the Eric Shirley Shield. And playing at this particular moment in time would be a challenge, especially if you did have sharp fly halves on the other side, knowing that you do have challenges fielding that ball, being blinded by the sun. They'd use that sun as the 16th man.
Yes, I feel you, Mike Wambo. The sun is hot and sweltering. And I think there's a water break right now as we speak, going on the pitch. And we still do have another 34 minutes of action as the two sets of players gobble up a bit of water just to keep hydrated for the remainder of this second half.
Baby's day out there. Remember, rugby is a game for everyone. The tall, the short, the fat, the thin, the old and young, men and women.
Eliakim Kichoi.
It's a selfie moment here. Obviously, a moment to be remembered by those sets of fans seated in the stands. Play resumes. That is Ogada with the pass and the handling error from David Ochieng. Just picked up that ball in exasperation.
The story of Black Blood, a lot of knock-ons, errors, unforced errors actually from Black Blood. That has been the story for them in this encounter. The RFA ground slowly filling up for, I would believe, for the 4 p.m. kickoff between Queens and Cabras Sugar. Scramble there for Wamba. Martin Oyugi presents the ball now to Namusasi. Namusasi finds Brad Owako. On a good run, gives the ball back to Namusasi again. Musasi takes the ball into contact, presents it to Oyugi. And
that is Yahya Hussein. Just carries it another meter forward. Tony Owor keeps his feet, looks for the man to play the ball to, and it is Horace Otieno. Much bigger, probably still strong as he was. Oyugi to Injera. Shows that ball and then attacks the space. Presents it for Oyugi. This is Namusasi. Tony Mwangi to Joel Nzuga. Dances past one defender. And Moses Ndungu is at the scene of the grounding of that ball. He rules that Joel Nzuga was held up. But that forward movement from Mwamba just shows you their intentions, looking obviously to stay within the playoff slots, but more importantly to gather 5 points this afternoon. That would have been their third try, but for the desperate defense coming through from Black Blood, that opportunity is denied.
Better play there coming in from Wamba. Very good slick handling coming in. Tony Award there with a pop pass to Horace Owiti, and good continue to play coming in from Wamba in this opening stanza of the second half. Much better play coming in from them, and they are looking very, very much more clinical also. And they do get a 5-yard scrum here. Can Black Blood survive? They trail by 12 points to 3. currently lie in 10th position on the log on 11 points, with Wamba on 5th on 22. Oyugi with the scrum put in.
Probably expect Tony O'War to pick this up from the base of the scrum. We've seen him do that time and again, and he does that, surges forward. The desperate tackle comes through from Ogada. Injera with the pass out wide. Steve Wangondu, does he go over the chalk? This time he does. A third try for Wamba, takes the scores to 17-3. William Juguna, that try was coming.
Absolutely, yes, that try was coming. Immediately we saw Tony O'War going on a brilliant run there from the base of the scrum. There was no stopping Wamba. They aligned their backs to very well and the forwards, and Wangondu was able to power his way over the line to score try number 3 for Wamba, and we still do have another half an hour to go. So they can get the bonus point and move to 27 points on the log, and that will leave them in 4th position on the Kenya Cup log before Nondis do play Nakuru RFC at the Nest, or the Nakuru Athletic Club as we like to call it. The conversion kick is successful, and that takes the score now to 19 points to 3. Mwamba stretching out their legs. Conversion kick there taken by Elvis Namusasi, formerly of Mombasa Sports Club. Had a decent spell during the National 7 circuit and was called up to the training squad for the Kenya 7 squad way back in October, but didn't make the 20 or the 17-man squad for the World 7 Series, but has had a valuable lesson as he's joined Wamba and is getting a lot of game time. So Muthethia with the restart and that restart goes out on the full, meaning it's going to be Wamba's ball here. They do get a half penalty, and things really going south here for Black Blood. After a very promising start in the first half, things have just gone south for them, and those missed opportunities have really come back to bite them here in the early stanza of the second half. 19 points to 3, the scoreline. Martin Oyugi to feed this ball into the scrum. Just to remind you of the other fixtures being played across the Republic this afternoon. The champions KCB are at Madaraka taking on Strathmore Leos, as Impala are at Nakuru to place Menengai Oilers at the Nakuru ASK Showground. Mean Machine host Homeboys, while of course the big one, Cabra Sugar, taking on Harlequins at 4 p.m. live on the RFA ground. Horace Otieno going on a scorching run there, and he's able to feed that ball now to Namusasi here. Namusasi with a show and go. Namusasi, good run there, tries to offload, but there was a knock on there, and it's going to be advantage swinging back to Black Blood. But Mwamba really playing much better than we saw them playing in the first half.
And you'd probably want to attribute that to the inclusion of Elvis Namusasi. Tony Omondi started this match but was error-strewn, and probably explains why Namusasi was introduced towards the close of the first half. We have seen his creativity, we have seen his eye for the gap, and his weighted passes, which have brought more players into action for Mwamba. And that, I think, William, sums up the performance that they're delivering thus far. We have played 53 minutes of the match. We still have 27 to play. Moses Ndungu just calling for order there. Just making sure that the mark is seen by both sets of forwards. Ian Obukwa, most valuable player at the Varsity League, played late last year, presents that ball to Dennis Mutevia. Humphrey Litali just driven back by the Wamba forwards who are looking to force the turnover. Mutesia with a lazy pass to Ogada. .14 minutes into the second half, it is Mwamba leading by 19 points to 3. 2 tries from Collins Injera, 1 from Steve Wangondu, 2 conversions from Elvis Namusasi, accounting for Mwamba's 19 points. While the 3 points of Black Blood have come off the boot of Alan Omende. It's Byron Ogada with a kick downfield from that penalty. It will be a Black Blood line out around the middle of the park. And William Juguna, as the pictures being beamed around the world from the RFU ground show, is dry and parched. Effects of the hot weather that has prevailed over Nairobi and its environs for the past 3 or so months. This is Yahya Hussein with that carry. Atino Yugi just looking for the distribution, and he plays it to Bradley Owako, who does well to keep his feet. Bradley Owako turning into a Matthew Basterode.
Yes, in terms of even size and even the appearance, they do have a similar body size, and they all look very much alike.
I think what's left for Owako is to grow dreadlocks, as we just saw a handling error there coming through from the varsity boys.
Knock on there from Black Blood as they were looking to go in attack there. And Black Blood really fluffing their lines there. That should have been a very good phase to attack Mwamba. But they do get a second bite of the cherry here because the referee says that Mwamba were offside. So play will go into Mwamba's 22.
That's Byron Ogada with the kick out touch. But William Jaguna, just looking at that clip moments ago when Humphrey Litali elected to go into contact, was it really necessary for him to try and bump off the man rather than attack the space and, you know,
offload the ball? Yes, yeah. Yes. Wrong option there taken by Humphrey Litali, but Black Blood do get a second bite of the cherry. Line out throw is won there by Wesley Kidiga. Kidiga, goes into contact there.
There's Litali once again doing what he does best, Route 1 rugby. Mutesia plays it to Ogada. Mutesia with the show and go there, but he is stopped by Namusasi. This is Kidinga going into contact. Teddy Okal has been rather quiet in the opening 17 or so minutes of this half. This is good continuity coming through from Black Blood. Can they get points? Teddy Okal looked to leave his opponents flat-footed, but instead loses the ball. It goes out into touch. Possession is lost, and so is that momentum.
Absolutely, and Black Blood really having a decent spell there of possession. They've done a couple of phases, and that last pass there just didn't go very well. And it should be, I think it should be a line-out throw for Black Blood because the ball was actually spilled over there by Mwamba, but the referee says it's advantage to Black Blood. Can they make it count? Can they get the opening try in this game? Can see Horace Owiti seems to be going off. It's probably going to be substituted. He's having a word there with Benjamin Aimba and Charles Kaduvilis, veteran of this Mwamba side and a veteran of the Kenya Cup, of the Kenya Sevens team. Actually made the Wellington final way back in 2013. That was 6 years ago. Substitutions being done by Mwamba. I think coming in is Felix Otieno and Gideon Mbithi.
Horace Otieno doesn't look too happy to be sitting on the substitutes bench. Feels as though he would have played the 80 minutes, but probably something Mohamed Abubakar can ask of him in the post-match interview if he agrees to one.
Freddie Moses Ndungu just going to have a word with the front rows there. And I think the binding and the positioning. The Black Blood scrum has been quite decent. They even milked a penalty from the Wamba side in the first half, but they didn't make it count. Question is, can they make it count right now? They're in a decent position. They're in a very good part of the pitch. They're in the Wamba 22 as Mutedia now feeds that ball into the scrum, and they lose the ball again. Black Blood, an opportunity has gone there begging. Can they recycle to good effect?
And this is Byron Ogada, dances through the Mwamba defenders, scores the try that brings Black Blood to 19 points to 8. 11 points behind Mwamba. That was a well-executed try. Let's just see that Ogada saw the space. There was no way Eliakim Kichoi was going to catch him. Alan Ominde tasked with the kicking duties.
And finally, after all those attempts, trying, huffing and puffing, finally Black Blood do get on the scoreboard. They do get a try here. Can they get the conversion right to pull within 9 points of Black Blood? And we still do have 20 minutes to go. They're not out of the woods yet. And finally, they do get the opening try after 61 minutes. And we're just thinking probably that try should have come in much, much earlier as we line up this conversion attempt. Ominde, conversion has been missed, so the score still stands at 19 points to 8 here at the RFA ground. Match day 9. We are into the second half of the season, 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Good work there being done there by Black Bloods. Leroy Mbugwa, he was able to hold on to that ball and offload it to Byron Ogada, who went over the whitewash. And those points which Ominde has missed could really come back to bite them, because at the 2 penalties in the first half and this conversion, we could have been talking about something different. The restart is in from Namusasi. Remember, Mwamba chasing a bonus point win here. They do already have 3 tries as Byron Ogada clears his lines and takes play in almost to the halfway point of the pitch, but the referee says no. The assistant on this side says that kick was in the 22. It has gone straight out, as it will be a line-out throw here to Mwamba. Bad kick there from Alan Ominde, as Collins Obure now takes this line-out throw from Mwamba. Tony O'Ward there, the target man, I think, in this line-out throw. And he wins it cleanly. They're going to go for a maul. Probably, yes. It's maintained there by Felix Otieno. The maul has lost shape and it actually goes on the floor. And Wamba penalized there. And it's going to be a Black Blood ball with 17.5 minutes to go to the end of this match. Wamba with a healthy 11-point lead, but that could change if Black Blood are able to get decent spell of possession. Collins Injera with 2 tries, Steve Wangondu with the other. So Dennis Mutedia to feed this ball into the scrum for Black Blood, who are playing from left to right and Mwamba playing from right to left. Ball is won there by Ian Obukwa. You may have heard he was the MVP during the Varsity League, which was played during the preseason time. That's Dennis Mutetia finds Ogada. Ogada now finds the fullback, Alan Ominde. Now, Achesias Kwesa now. Can he go all the way? Kwesa bumps one defender, but he had a foot in touch, I think. Was a foot in touch, and this Vincent, my biceps, Odwar there, very hawk-eyed.
But once again, just looking at Arcadia Squesa, yes, he beats Eliakim Kichoi. He's running close to the line, but that situational awareness, which we mentioned earlier with Joel Nzuga, what about evasive running? You know, the shimmy, the step.
Yes.
He
On the
was
support play, actually coming in from his teammates. I mean, they should have been able to read his run and then offload the ball at the tackle. And an opportunity there probably spanned by Blackblood.
And that's something you don't see every day. Collins Injera lifted in the line out, claims the ball. Felix Otieno, the man they call top dog, claimed that ball, and then the handling error there from Tony Mwangi. Just killing the momentum that Wamba were beginning to build.
15 minutes to go to the end of the first, to go to the end of the second half. And Wamba with a healthy 11-point lead here at the RFA ground. 3 tries to 1. Kenya Cup action, match day 9. As we've come to the end, as we've entered the second phase of the Kenya Cup season. Mtethia, Ogada, Leroy. Here comes the fullback Ominde. Leroy. Mbugwa goes into contact. Mutethia. And strong arm defense coming in from Blackblood. Good counter-racking there coming in from Wamba, and they do force a turnover, so it's going to be advantage to Mwamba here. Tired bodies there on that pitch here, even looking very exhausted. The midday solar and the heat here in Nairobi taking its toll on players. Substitutions being done on both sides as fresh bodies coming into the pitch of play here at the RFA ground. Match day 9. Just to remind you of the other fixtures being played. The champions KCB are at Madaraka facing Strathmore Leos. In Nakuru we have 2 games. Impala are the visitors to Menengai Oilers, while Nakuru host Nondis, while Homeboys face Mean Machine. So action coming in thick and fast, coming up at 4 p.m. It's a big one. The visitors, Cabras, the unbeaten Cabras, taking on Kenya Harlequins, first against third. And Wamba are penalized there as Dennis Muthethia goes for the quick tap. The referee pulls it back here. Givens Onyango goes into contact here. Can he present the ball to Muthethia? Muthethia now finds man in jersey number 5. Good play coming in from Blackblood now. Can they get a second try, which will make this game very interesting? Arcadia Squesa. Quesa offloads now. Good play coming in from Blackblood. Muthethia here trying to get that ball from his forwards. Finds Ogada. Ogada, show and go. And can he offload the ball? Can he present the ball now here to man in jersey number 19, Nyausi Kelvin? He does, but it's slow ball coming in from the ruck. And can Blackblood get a second try here? And they will get a second try. And game on here. Second try for Blackblood. Man in jersey number 12 there. Actually, it's Leroy Mbugwa. Good handling coming in from Blackblood. And he just held on at ball. And for the second time in this encounter, the Mwamba defense has been breached. And it's Blackblood getting try number 2. That takes the score now to 19-13, and with a conversion kick to come, could make things very interesting. And it just begs to wonder what would have happened had Alan Ominde put in those 2 conversions and the earlier try. We could be talking of a very close game, or even Black Blood in the lead. I mean, Ominde now with the conversion kick to come and with 10 minutes to go. The importance of kicking in the 15th game and even in the 7th game, very, very important. Ominde's kick, and he has missed it again. So those are 2 conversions which have gone wide for Black Blood. Add to the 2 penalties which he missed, and we are talking about how many points? Probably 8.
Well, William Jugune, just feel that Ominde is going through the motions with his conversions, but that was a well-worked try from Black Blood. And a bit of a celebration, I think, something to light up the match other than the sun.
Yes, absolutely. And Black Blood just showing they're not a spent force in this game. Remember, Wamba had a 19-3 lead at the start of the second half with that try by Wangondu. But now things are even Stevens, and that's not the way to carry that ball or to hold on to that ball. You've just got the try, you have the momentum. And that's a momentum killer there for Black Blood. And the advantage swinging back now to Mwamba as we enter into the final 10 minutes of this encounter here at the RFUA ground. Ten points Black Blood have thrown away in this encounter. As you can see from this shot, you can see the Cabras players are going through the warm-ups, final warm-ups before their game against Harlequins. Oyugi with the scrum put in. Tony Ward controlling it at the base, but Oyugi now is able to control it, finds Namusasi. Namusasi finds Brad Owako, goes on a good scorching run there. Horace Owiti has come back into the field of play. And the referee says play can go on because it was it's all Scrappy here, but the referee's arm is out. And Collins Injera looking for a hat trick here. And play called back by the referee. Black Blood were not 10 yards. So Mwamba do get a second bite of the cherry. Can they go over the line here? It's a very formidable power. That was Eugene Sudi. Mwamba attacking the Black Blood line. They're trying to look for the bonus point try here. Wamba chasing a playoff spot and hammering away at the Black Blood line, and it all started with that attempted retrieval of the ball from the kickoff. Oyugi finds Collins Injera. Can Injera muscle his way? Taken back there. Good defense coming in from Black Blood. 8 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. Still on a knife edge as Horace Owiti muscles his way there past 1 or 2 defenders. It's all Mwamba here, and the referee's arm is out for an advantage. Black Blood not rolling away at the tackle. Can they score a 4th try and get the bonus? Tony O'War being pushed back.
Well, Tony O'War received that ball at standstill, and his body positioning was not going to allow him to gain any momentum. But Moses Ndungu playing the penalty advantage. Collins Injera was eager to get play underway. Guara Guara, as Mwamba used to call it back in the day.
Yes, Guara Guara has been the philosophy of Mwamba for very many years. See there, Tony O'War receiving the ball from a standing position, not able to exert himself there. And advantage swinging back to Mwamba. Cheers.
Play resumes after that break. 6 minutes remaining here at the RFUA ground in the opening fixture of this doubleheader, coming to you live and free on Bamba Sport. We just catch a glimpse of the Wamba technical bench, the bearded Wamba technical bench there. James Ondiege, team doctor and assistant coach, and to his extreme right, Kevin Wambua, the head coach. Not too sure if growing a beard is part of the qualification to be a coach at Wamba, but this is Tony Owor. Once again, his run is curtailed there. Martin Oyugi has a man in support. That man is Collins Injera, goes over for his hat trick. Bonus point try is in the bag.
Absolutely, yes. Similar try to what Injera scored in the first half. The reverse pass, and Injera over the chalk for try number 4, and the bonus point, which takes Wamba now to 23 points to 18. You can see again, it's a move which I think they have rehearsed during training. And there was no stopping Collins Injera, who gets try number 3. The hat-trick try for Wamba. Try number 4. And Namusasi with the conversion, and that will probably be that. That takes the score now to 25 points to 13. 26 points to 13. And there was no stopping Collins Injera there.
Effortless try there from Collins Injera, veteran of the game, servant of the game for over a decade and a half.
And after a very slow start by Wamba, they do have a 13-point lead, which I don't think will be erased by Black Blood. And that was out, I think. That should be a line-out throw for Black Blood. Can they get a second try and probably come within at least 7 points of Wamba and get a losing bonus point, or a losing point for being within 7 points? Edwin Smutoka, they win it here. Now can Wamba Black Blood on the attack here. Can they get a consolation? 3.5 minutes to go. Not like that there. And the referee says play is open. And a missed opportunity now for Black Blood, as Namusasi. Namusasi's kick, I think, was charged down there. And it's going to be an opportunity here for Black Blood. But they lose the ball there, they break down. Remember, 4 tries to 2. The scoreboard. Collins Injera. Remember, Wamba were on the receiving end of a 46 points to 15 loss to Cabras, while Black Blood did lose to Menengai Oilers a fortnight ago. So it looks like Black Blood will stay in 10th, depending on what happens between Strathmore Leos and KCB at the cage in Madaraka, while Wamba will move up to 4th for a couple of hours, depending on what will happen between Nakuru RFC and Nondis at the Nakuru Athletic Club in Nakuru. The other game being played in Nakuru is between Menengai Oilers and Impala at the Nakuru ASK Showground. So a double header also there in Nakuru.
Martin Oyugi has played all 78 minutes of this match. Plays it to Namusasi, the inside pass there to Horace Otieno, who's back on the field of play. Namusasi once again with the weighted pass to Eliakim Kichoi, who made his Kenya Sevens debut in Hamilton close to 3 weeks ago. The lanky Mwamba Sevens captain struggling to find the floor, which he does. Oyugi with the pass to Namusasi. Wamba just building from deep. Is Moses Ndungu going to call the infringement? He's playing the advantage to Black Blood. And this is Obukwa. Beautiful pick, but The pass was really nothing to write home about, but the penalty advantage remains with Black Blood.
Final few seconds of this encounter here, and Black Blood have actually aimed to go for the posts. Increasingly, I thought probably they could have taken play to the corner, look for territory and maybe try and go for a pushover try, but they've opted to go to the corner, opted to go for the penalty. As we enter into the last few seconds of this encounter between Black Blood and Wamba here at the RFUA ground. The first of our double header coming up at 4 p.m. It's a big one. Cabra Sugar, the visitors, the only unbeaten side in the Kenya Cup against the home team, Kenya Harlequins. So Brian Ogada will take this penalty attempt. Penalty attempt has gone wide. So it will be a 22-meter dropout for Mwamba, who have this in the bag. The try scored by Collins Injera, his third try, really putting the icing on the cake for the victory. And that will take them to position 4 on the Kenya Cup log with the 4 p.m. kickoffs starting. They will go above Nondis. 22-meter dropout, didn't find a lot of territory, but it's won there by Ted Okal. Floats out the pass there to man in jersey number 6, Wesley Kidiga. Finds Klein Ongaki.
That's a thumping tackle from Tony Awar. Just curtails Blood's movement for a few seconds as the varsity students stay in possession.
Final few seconds of this encounter. Mwamba 26, Black Blood 13. Black Blood will be kicking themselves, not having converted the opportunities in the first half, and those 10 missed points from the 2 conversions and the 2 penalties, which would have made this game a little bit more interesting. But that's the nature of sport. If you don't take your chances, you are punished. And Black Blood will be slipping to another defeat as Mwamba move up the table into 4th spot on the log.
Dennis Mutethia claims that ball. Ogada, the try scorer. Teddy Okal just took his eye off the ball for a moment. Is cleaned up by Elvis Namusasi. There's a struggle to find the floor, which he does. Martin Oyugi, it's a bit scrappy there from both sides. Moses Ndungu playing the advantage for the initial knock-on. It will be a scrum feed for Mwamba. We've done the 80 minutes on the clock. This probably is the last order of play in this match until that man who is in all pink from head to toe, Moses Ndungu, center referee, brings the proceedings to an end. Martin Oyugi. This is Horace Otieno, double teamed there by the Blood defense. Martin Oyugi, Elvis Namusasi with that kick downfield. He spotted a pocket that wasn't well covered. Alan Ominde probably has had an afternoon to forget. This is more forward movement from Black Blood. Arcadius Kwesa plays it through to Edwin Mutoka. Kwesa once again. There's energy towards that name, William. I mean, if I was a school teacher, I'd call him Arcadius Kwesa.
He's really brought a lot of energy to the Black Blood side, but on the losing side, he's played quite well actually on the wing. But that lack of, as you say, positional sense also affecting his play. Still very young in his rugby career. Will get better with time. I think was one of the trialists of the Kenya 7 squad. He's got gas to burn.
Now Musasi with the kick behind the Blood defenders. It is cleaned up by Alan Ominde. Now Musasi there with the covering tackle. Ogada with the ball to Ian Obukwa. His offload bounces off Namusasi. Musasi has been all over. This is Steve Sikuta. His elder brother Dan Sikuta will be in action at 4 p.m. when his side Cabras take on Queens. Eliakim Kichoi. Darting run from the Kenya Sevens international. Fends off Kelvin Nyeusi there. Goes into contact. It's Messi on the deck. Penalty advantage to Black Blood. Kelvin Nyeusi started his club rugby at KCB under Bill Githinji before making the move to Kenyatta University. Black Blood. Is Scrappy in the dying moments of the match. Teddy Okal has done a lot of running. Seen a lot of ball, but has still not been able to get any points on the board. Another penalty for Black Blood. Just feel that towards the dying moments of the game, Wamba, knowing that they have a comfortable lead, just dropping their guard a bit. Black Blood looking for a 5-pointer to top up with a conversion and at least leave this match with a bonus point. And you can see that from their intention, electing to find territory there. Edwin Mutoka, the line out throw is Messi. Martin Oyugi just kicks that ball out to touch, and that is it at full time. 26-13, a bonus point win for Mwamba. Black Blood condemned to yet another defeat. They stay close to the relegation zone, while Mwamba confirming the place in the playoff slots. But we still have another 5 or so weeks before we go into the knockouts. Collins Injera, 3 tries in this encounter. 4th try for Mwamba scored by Stephen Wangondu, while Brian Ogada with the try and conversion. As we just see a confirmation of the full-time scores there, 26-13 in favor of Mwamba against Black Blood. This has been the first fixture on Kenya Cup match day 9.
So the full-time score there from the RFA ground, it's Wamba who win by 26 points to 13. We shall be showing you highlights of the game, which has just ended. Okay. Highlights. Steve Wangondu's try over the second half that took the match to 19 points to 3. And the conversion kick which was scored. And Ogada. Good work being done there by Leroy Maina. Leroy Mbugwa, I beg your pardon. Leroy Mbuga. And Leroy, of course, now getting on the score sheet to push the game to 19 points to 13. Good hands, good awareness. He was able to scoot all his way. But the conversions for both tries by Black Blood were missed, which gave Mwamba a buffer. Celebration galore. And then the reverse pass for try number 3 for Collins Injera. She took the score to 26 points to 13. Right man at the right place with the speed of Injera. No stopping him. So that's it from the RFA ground for the first game, which has come to an end between Wamba and Black Blood. Wamba winning by 26 points to 13. Into the log ahead of the 4th kickoff. We shall catch you for the big one at 4 p.m. between Cabras Sugar and Harlequins. See you soon.
All right, the first 80 minutes of the day, live and free, first game at the RFUA grounds, ending in favor of Wamba. Remember, the match was between Wamba and Black Blood. Wamba winning this one by 26-13. I'd like to speak to the coaches on the matches on the match that has just concluded. We'll start off with the Black Blood coach, Coach Michael. Coach, 80 minutes of good rugby, but the results not going your way. What are your reactions, first of all?
Actually, we threw away the game. I mean, we lost the game because of our error rate. Yeah, like in the first 20 minutes, we had territory, we had everything. We had opportunities to score, but the boys are making too many knock-ons. Yeah, a lot of basic errors that they need to sort out at this level. Yeah, so it's really us who gave the game away. Yeah.
And I could see on the sidelines you are a little bit frustrated in terms of the penalty kicks, the conversions also being missed. If you sum it all up, you could have gained around 10 points from that. How frustrating is that as well?
It is. I mean, that's what us coaches undergo. And really, I mean, we've just got to go and sort out those issues before the next game. Yeah.
Confident now you can survive the drop, given the fact that remaining games ahead?
Not really. I mean, we are still in a danger zone. We are still in the relegation zone. And if we are going to play games and we don't even come off with a single point, then it's very worrying. Yeah.
All right. All the best, coach, in the upcoming games. Huh? Yeah. All right. That is Coach Michael of Black Blood team. We'd like to talk with the winning coach of Wamba RFC, Coach Kevin. Coach, good win. 80 minutes, I see you again. What are your feelings for this particular match?
Well, I can say for us it was a bit scrappy. Credit to Black Blood also, they came off the blocks early enough. I think we never settled in the first half. Our set pieces weren't working for us, and that's why we could get the gear that we needed to, early in the game. But kudos to the boys. I think they had a better second half, and we got the points at the end of the day. They got the job done. We'll just have to build up from there.
Back to winning ways, winning with a bonus point as well. How big are these 5 points, especially in terms of cementing those playoff spots?
Well, it's massive for us. This is something we have talked about, and we know how that extra point is going to help us a lot, especially once we get to the tougher games. The tougher games, we have a few tough games coming up. So for us, it was always about getting the 5 points today. Then we go back to training on Tuesday. I think on the way that we play today, just if we fix our set pieces, especially our line out and our scrums, we'll have a much better results coming next week.
All right, all the best, coach. Cheers. All right, that's just the first match, first 80 minutes of the day. Remember, up next in the next 5 minutes or so, we'll have the big game of the day. Cabras coming in to play against Queens. We have the coach of Cabras, Coach Henley. Karibu Nairobi. How are you approaching this game, the fact that you guys are the Invincibles team right now? I mean, you've not lost even one game, you've won all with bonus points as well. How are you handling the expectations?
Yeah, the praise is on there, but we are taking the game the same as the other games, and that we've decided we can only take it game for game. Mentally, I think we're up there. We had a good 2 weeks preparation. Luckily for us, we didn't play in the Enterprise, so the guys had a good rest the last 2 weeks, and yeah, mentally we're strong enough for this game.
You're coming into this game facing a side that has been good on form, especially after the turn of the year as well. What's your assessment of the side you're about to face, and also the coach who has been at Cabras as well?
Yeah, you see, it's a lot of expectation from the players because Charles, he knows our players, he knows the way we play, and then also coming here to Nairobi, traveling a lot. It's putting a lot of strain on our players, but yeah, we are here to prove something, and that's why we are bowling year by year and day by day, and also we are working game by game.
We're definitely looking forward to some good rugby. All the best, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that is Coach Henley of Cabras. Remember, they've had 8 out of 8 wins, winning all games by bonus points as well. So it's a massive task for Kenya Harlequins here at home. And I have the coach of Kenya Harlequins, Coach Charles. Charles, what are your thoughts going into this game? Because mixed emotions here, facing your former side as well. But how have you prepared for this strong side?
I mean, yeah, it's good to play Cabras. First time I'll be playing them since I left them. I mean, you know, it's just part of the sport and we have to be professional about it. So again, we've prepared really well with the boys. I think we've put up a squad that can compete with them. as I said earlier during the week, you know, we're here to win it. So, I mean, the boys just need to turn up. And as I continue to say, the table doesn't tell any tales. So Cabras are the best team in the country at the moment, no doubt about that. And we're hoping to stop that run. And I believe we can. We just need to play our rugby, stop them from playing and try and attack them on their weaknesses and try and work on our strengths.
How sweet would it be, though, to inflict that first loss against Cabras for you?
Definitely, it'll be very sweet. It'll be fantastic. It'll be a major scalp, and you know what that will do to the rest of the competition is that people believe, oh yes, they can be beaten, and then it just opens up sort of the league. So that would be a fantastic thing. We hope after the 80 minutes, if my boys can push them for 80 minutes, we saw what we did with the second, my second side there. I mean, only played. We let the first half go and then try to play catch up in the end. But if we start hard, we know we can take them. I think we have sort of the stronger bench, I believe. So if we take them hard in the first 40 minutes, I think we can wrap it up in the second.
After that first whistle, you're treating this match as any other match, or it's extra special for the players as well in terms of preparation?
No, I mean, it's, of course, mentally, it's a big one. So you can't really say like it's any other game. But then again, you've got to treat it as such, continue to work on the systems, both in attack and defense. But the boys must go out there and enjoy themselves, not put themselves under too much pressure, so that they can exhibit the skills that they have. Both sides have fantastic athletes. And rugby today, I'll tell you, whoever comes out on top will be the winner.
All right, nice. I wish you all the best, Coach. After 80 minutes, we'll see you again.
Thank you.
All right, we're gearing up to some good match here. The last match of the day, the second match of the day, that is between Cabras, who have traveled to Nairobi to face home side Kenya Harlequins, who are also in very good form, sitting third in the Kenya Cup. Few minutes remaining now, I believe seconds or so before the players run into the pitch. Enjoy some good rugby.
Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 only on Wamba Sport, your home of true fans.
A very warm welcome to you to the RFUA ground for the second of our doubleheader, the match of the weekend. It's Harlequins against Cabras Sugar. It's third against first. Match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. An eagerly anticipated clash between these two sides. Remember, Charles Kadovilis, who is coaching Harlequins now, facing his former team. And this is a lineup for Queens this afternoon. Brian Obwaya, Frank Kalwale, Paul Kioko, Hilary Baraza, Tony Mutai, Patrice Agunda, Haman Humwa, Peter Misango, Dominic Osino, Eden Agero, William Baka, Frank Wanyama, David Ambunya, Idi Kekai, and Laila Siligwa. On the Cabra side, we do have Jose Angesa, Max Adaka, Asman Mugerwa, Brian Juma, Hilario Odhiambo, Dan Sikuta, George Nyambua, Johannes Claude, Brian Tonga, Logan Basson, Kevin Keegan, Nick Baraza, Mario Wilson, Paul Abuto, and Philip Okorach at fullback. Those are your starting 15s for the game. Our center referee is the very experienced Godwin Karuga, who's been refereeing for the past 2 decades, and play about to get underway in what should be an explosive 80 minutes. Remember, Harlequins coming from that thumping win over Impala a fortnight ago at the Impala Club, winning by 37 points to 24, while Cabras are unbeaten with bonus points. They beat Wamba 46 points to 15. So the gap between first and third is only 9 points. So Laila Siligwa getting matters underway here in what will be an interesting game. And that kick has not traveled the full 10 meters. So it's going to be advantage to the Sugar Millers, to the visitors. Laila Siligwa's kick did not travel the 10 meters, which is required under the laws of the game. So we will have our first scrum after barely 16 seconds. In the colors, Cabras playing from right to left, and Queens, the home side, playing from left to right. Cabras in the yellow and black, and Queens in the quartered jerseys. Karibuni sana. This should be an interesting game of rugby, very explosive. In case you missed it, Wamba have just beaten Black Blood by 26 points to 13. Brian Tanga, Kenya Sevens international, with that scrum feed, gets it out now to Logan Basson. Goes for the grabber kick to the corner, and it will be a line-out throw to Harlequins. This match will definitely be won up front, whoever can get the ascendancy in the forwards. Good capacity crowd has come here to the RFUA ground, won there by Osino. Finds Patrice Agunda. Osino finds actually Eden Agero, and that was Frank Wanyama. Bruiser carrying that ball hard and strong, and that is that's Max Adaka, who won that ball illegally. Here comes Osino. Osino wins that ball, but already the referee Godwin Karuga saying that there was a hint of offside and they didn't roll away from the tackle. So advantage swinging back to Queens. Laila Siligwa finds touch with that kick. Early days yet in this encounter here at the RFUA ground. Frank Alwale with the line-out throw here for Harlequins. Cabras 8 out of 8, 40 points. And it's won there by Tony Mutai, but the referee says that line-out throw was not straight by Harlequins. And advantage swinging back to Queens. Advantage swinging back to Cabras. First live game we're doing of Cabras this season. Most of our viewers will know that we have not done a live game of Cabras this season. So this is your first chance to see the team in action. Cabras, who have been to the last 4 Kenya Cup finals since promotion to the Kenya Cup League in 2015. So Brian Tanga with the line out with the scrum feed. Tanga finds Nick Baraza, and the referee has called it back. I don't know what the infringement was there. And it's going to be a penalty attempt here for Harlequins. And Queens with the first chance to strike in this encounter here at the RFUA ground. 3 minutes gone. Very hot, sunny afternoon in Nairobi. Conditions, probably the temperatures are at probably in the late 20s or early 30s. It's pretty much hot here. So Laila Siligwa with a penalty attempt for Harlequins. And Asiligua's kick goes through the sticks. So that's 3 points to 0 for Harlequins. And Cabras will know that they cannot afford to give away so many penalties in this encounter. So it will be a restart to be taken by Logan Basson. And Basson with the restart, and that restart goes out. And it's advantage to Queens. We saw this with Laila Siligua's kick. And Cabras with their first and first error of the afternoon. So Dominic Osino with the scrum put in for Harlequins. And Godwin Karuga not happy with the front rows. Dominic Osino facing his former team. Osino finds Laila Siligua. Oh, with a good break from Laila Siligua. No, from actually Eden Aguero. And that was a dropped pass there by Frank Wanyama. And Eden Aguero showing us what he did against Impala a fortnight ago. The show and go, beating Nick Baraza there on the inside. And it only just needed a safe pair of hands by Frank Wanyama, but Wanyama just dropped that ball. And with the trial and beckoning. And a missed opportunity there for Harlequins to get the first try of the afternoon. So Brian Tanga with the scrum put in. And the referee penalizes Harlequins there. Logan Basson, South African. 3 South Africans in this team. You've got Logan Basson, you've got Claudio Johannes and Mario Wilson, all starting for Cabras Sugar.
And William Juguna, we also have 3 former Cabras players in the Queens lineup. Dominic Osino, Roxy Dan Suchi, and Aluda Beda. So 3 is quite the number, especially when you look at the score line right now. 3-0, courtesy of Lyle Asiligua's penalty. Cabras looking resplendent in their yellow and black strip. A lot of thought was given into that design. But as it so stands, they find themselves trailing by 3 points to 0. This, many pundits have said, is their first major test of the league campaign. And that pass from Logan Basson is wayward. Picture there, the man in shirt number 22 for Cabras Sugar, the son of former Kenya football international Sammy Onyango Jogo. That is Kevin Keegan. Took to rugby, and like his late dad, Sammy Onyango Jogo, a revered winger for Gor Mahia in Kenya in the 80s, who raised the flag high. And that kick from Logan Basson is deep into Queen's territory. Could this be the response that we have been waiting for from Cabras?
Remember also Kevin Keegan also had a very long stint with Harlequins not too many years ago. So an old stomping ground for Queens. Max Sadaka with the line-out throw. And that line-out throw was not straight. And it's going to be a scramble for Harlequins. Early days yet here, 8.5 minutes gone at the RFA ground. Match day 9. The big showdown of the weekend, Cabras Sugar versus Harlequins. Cabras top of the table, unbeaten, 40 points, 8 out of 8. Queens in third on 31 points, 9 points behind the visitors.
Godwin Karuga just adjusting his earpiece. The experienced match official celebrating 20 years this year in the officiating circles. Has been a long-serving servant of the game and continues to give, not only on the field but off the field of play, where he also serves on various organizing committees for some of the Kenya Rugby Union associated tournaments. Frank Wanyama, hard running from the former Kenya Sevens international there in the middle of his side's 22. Eden Agero boots that ball out into touch as if just to ease the pressure that is beginning to mount from the Sugar Millers.
It's going to be a line out through for Cabras. Max Adaka, the captain, hoisted the Kenya Cup trophy when they won it in 2016 at the Impala Club when they beat Impala 22 points to 5. Brian Tanga, Logan Basson, that is Dancy Kuta. That to me looks like a forward pass there from I think Dancy Kuta.
There's a hefty challenge there on Mario Wilson from Patrice Agunda. Let's just see that.
Actually, George Nyambua.
That's the tackle we were talking about. Patrice Agunda on Mario Wilson. Earlier, it was George Nyambua taking out one of the attacking Cabras players.
Just watching the two sides in the ESS also early in the afternoon. Very competitive game actually. Won by Cabras 2. They beat Harlequins 2, 19 points to 13, but a very competitive game. No side wanted to lose it. You could see the reactions of Charles Kadovilis and Edwin Achayo, who is on the assistant coach of Cabras and also a former Kenya Harlequins player. Godwin Karuga not happy with the front row binding by Harlequins, especially Paul Kioko. The play has been stop-start in this opening 11 minutes so far. Haven't seen flowing play from both sides. It's been stop-start. Probably the nerves on both sides. Good scrum there from Harlequins, won by Peter Misango. Osino finds Laila Siligwa, and Siligwa puts that ball downfield. Will be retrieved by Philip Okorach. Okorach opting to go for the boot, and does find touch, I think. No, he doesn't. Actually, he does find touch, but Queens opting to go for a quick line out. Eden Agero.
We've seen him do that time and again, kicks it behind the Cabras defenders. It is a 50-50 ball and a contest there. Hilario Odhiambo having trouble trying to field it. Photographer there, Kevin Midigo, I believe, just running further away from the action. He was ready to take photos. He was not ready to be caught up in the action. Advantage Queens. They are piling the pressure on Cabras. Let's just see that again. A lot of indecision there. Logan Basson unable to field that ball. Eden Agero had just reached out his foot. And between Paul Abuto, a former Queens man, and Hilario Odhiambo, they were unable to clear their lines. It is a scrum down on the 5-meter mark for Queens. They've already scored 3 points through the boot of Lyle Asiligwa. Can they add more points on the board? We have played 13 minutes, 26 seconds. Everybody has been waiting for this match. Will it live up to expectation? Charlie Kadovelis and Benjamin Ayimba, pensive today. They have looked rather relaxed in days gone by. But it is early moments yet. Queens with the forward momentum. Tony Mutai waiting on the fringes there. His momentum is stopped literally by the Queens players, by the Cabras player, but he avails the ball. This is Frank Wanyama. Incisive run from the inside center. Ball is kept alive, and this is going to be a try. No, is it? Kai stopped with the try line beckoning. Resolute defense coming through from Cabras, but you can see the attacking intent from Queens.
Very good play coming in from Harlequins there, and Idris Kaikai thought he had the beating of Mario Wilson there, but Vincent Mabiceps Chwea was equal to the task, and there was a foot in touch, so no try given, and the score still stands at 3-0. It's a long line out throw, won there by Dan Sikuta. Now Sikuta, what can he do? Finds now what can Cabras do? This is a good counter here.
That was Hilary Odhiambo with the cantering run. Kevin Keegan with the pass to Mario Wilson. He just dropped it, took his eye off the ball for a moment there. This match certainly bubbling into life.
And it all started with that line-out throw by Cabras. They went long, and it could have been fatal for them had Queens were able to get that ball. And Mario Wilson just taking his eye off the ball there. Was a very good counter-attacking opportunity for Cabras. And Queens are able to dodge a bullet there. Still the score stands at 3-0. I don't think in any of the 8 matches Cabras have played this season, they have trailed. They've all been in the ascendancy, they've all been leading, but this is a very stern test for them from Harlequins. Ball has been won there by Cabras there. It's George Nyambua, Kenya 15th international. And the referee's whistle will go. Haman Humwa thought he could go on a run there, but from that scrum, Cabras were able to will it and get the turnover. So it's going to be advantage to Cabras.
Indeed, this is looking like the first true test for Cabras this season. They've averaged 40 points in each of their previous 8 games.
The only exception being Blackblood, who lost by 37 points to 10, and remember, it was a game at the Kenyatta University.
This is Dominic Osino with the scrum feed for Queens. Godwin Karuga once again not happy as both sets of scrums collapse.
A complete contrast to the game we saw 2 weeks ago when Impala folded in the first half, allowing 27 points to Queens. They made a fist of it in the second half, but it was too little too late as Queens went on to win that game by 37 points to 24. And the referee, Godwin Karuga, is keeping an eye on proceedings here at the RFUA ground. Osino now going to feed this ball into the scrum. Osino finds Eden Aguero. David Ambunya. Ambunya is able to present the ball to Osino. Osino now gives it now to the big boys in the forwards there. Osino again. Eden Aguero.
This is Frank Kalwale. Massive clear out there from the Queens forwards. Asiligwa looks up and spots that pocket behind. It hasn't been adequately manned, and that was against a player he played with and against, Paul Abuto. But eventually the Ugandan magician Philip Wokorach with the show and go. That excites the crowd here. This is Daniel Sikuta, bumps off his opponent, hits the floor. The crowd is excited here. George Nyambua keeps the momentum alive. The fans getting their money's worth thus far. Sikuta, beautiful pass backfield, not fielded well there by Logan Basson. His delivery doesn't seem to be coming through the way he expects it to. As you can see, the vocal Cabras fans, some of whom are resident in Nairobi and some of whom have made the close to 400-kilometer journey from Kakamega to the scorching stands here at the RFUA ground.
Very good counter-attack coming there from Philip Wokorach, combining very well with Dan Sikuta. And it all started with that kick. And it's one thing which I said, I think, earlier before the before the game started. Queens will be very worried that they cannot be fielding those kicks which don't find touch to Philip Okorati, because he's such a dangerous player in broken play. He is not the kind of player you'd want to give an opportunity, because he'll make you pay, especially in broken play. So it's going to be a line-out throw for Cabras. 19 minutes gone. There's a meeting of minds there in the forwards. Max Adaka, will they go long as they have done, or will they go short?
And William Juguna, when forwards meet and think, are they forward thinkers?
Very good there from Michael Kwambo. Yes, are they forward thinkers?
Line out throw, Maxwell Adaka. He will be targeting George Nambua. He doesn't get him. Ball, line out was long. It was a free kick for Queens. Or is it not?
Set piece delivery from Cabras, not really coming well in today. Has to be much, much better. Henley Duplessis, the man at the helm of Cabras. They've had a very high turnover of coaches. Charles Cadovillis was in charge last season. Before that, it was Ian Bishop for 2 seasons. And I think, if I'm not wrong, Michael Kwambo, was it Arthur Shikwe in their first spell?
Yeah, Arthur Shikwe has also had a stint, as has Antonio Gott. Their turnover only rivals that of one football team with strong roots in Western Kenya, which is in action this afternoon. But we're talking about Kenya Cup Rugby and that kick from Hiden Agero. Fine touch.
Let's not mention that team, because I think they're a goal down last I checked. So and we'll pretty much stick to the oval ball and not to the other ball, actually.
Definitely, because our brief this afternoon is to talk about Kenya Cup Rugby.
Max Adaka with the line-out throw for Cabras. 21 minutes gone. The scoreline still 3-0 here at the RFA ground. In case you missed it, Wamba did beat Black Blood by 26 points to 13. Bonus point victory for Kulabu, who move now into 4th spot on the log, ahead of the other fixtures being played this afternoon.
Once again, it is untidy at the line-out. Both teams seem to be struggling with their set pieces. Tony Mutai obviously just acknowledging the mess that has been made by Cabras. Probably would come about as a result of poor communication between the thrower and the jumper. Is Dominic Orsino with the scrum feed for Queens. We've played 21 minutes, and much as it is 3-0 between the two sides, it has been explosive thus far.
Queens to get the penalty. I think Cabras went for an early engagement. Tony Mutai, the man in the picture, veteran of this Queens team, being part of several championship winning sides of Queens.
Actually has been around the Queens setup for close to 13 years. Former Kenya international as well. Laila Siligwa with the kick downfield for territory from that penalty. Obviously the smart thing to do when you have the 3-point lead, when you have that penalty, and you're looking to keep your very aggressive opponents at bay.
It's going to be a line-out throw for Harlequins, who've been under the cosh from Cabras in the last 5-6 minutes, but they've been able to survive, not conceded. So Frank Halwale with a line-out throw. And man has been taken out, but the ball has been retained here.
That pass from Orsino was a bit dodgy, but eventually claimed by Patrice Ogunda. He rides through one tackle. Is a fierce contest for the ball on the floor. Orsino has a man in support, Brian Oboya. Godwin Karuga once again flags Cabras for yet another infringement.
Offside.
Penalty advantage to Queens. So what do Queens do? Do they go for territory? Do they go for the posts?
Looks like they're going for the posts. I'll go for the 3 points.
Laila Siligwa put in a very impressive kicking display during the Ngong Road Derby. think only missing 1 kick overall.
Overall, yes. I think he had 17 points.
And has again shown up this afternoon. His 3 points separating the two sides after 24 minutes of play. Big question is, can he double that lead with this goal attempt from the penalty? The former Kenya international is all concentration, as are the myriad of Queens fans watching this game on TV and on the internet globally. It falls short. The scores remain 3-0.
Tight, interesting game here at the RFA ground. As Logan Basson now with the 22-meter dropout for Cabras.
High and hanging ball. Eventually fielded there by Patrice Agunda. It's Asiligwa with the pass. William Baka has been rather quiet this afternoon.
Was a forward pass there, by the way. You could hear the crowd already up in arms.
Not too sure whether Herman Humwa and Nick Baraza were reminiscing on their good old days at Kenya Harlequin. Nick Baraza, of course, playing his club rugby these days at Cabras Sugar. Another former Kenya international.
Actually, the story doing the rounds was that just before the Kenya Cup started, he was actually contemplating a move back to Harlequins. But Cabras management, technical bench must have spoken to him and told him to stay put as they look to try and build a championship winning season in this campaign.
This is Brian Tanga with the scrum feed. Logan Basson with the weighted pass to Nick Baraza. Philip Wokorach goes down under the tackle. Kevin Keegan is brought down by Frank Wanyama, but he keeps play alive. Godwin Karuga calls for the advantage. Penalty quickly taken by Cabras. They are surging forward once again. We have seen them look very sprightly when they are in possession. Maxwell Adaka, the GSU officer and Cabras captain, surges forward again. Hilario Odhiambo to Daniel Sikuta. Brian Tanga just making sure there is clean ball. George Nyambua fends off Patrice Agunda. Cabras inching forward. Philip Wokorach with the dummy and the outrageous try.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Excellent try there from Philip Wokorach.
You know, William Juguna, he sold the dummy, issued an ETR as well, and then scored the try.
Well taken try there by Philip Wokorach.
Let's just see that again. The dummy that sends Lyle Asiligwa and Herman Humwa towards the cashier's desk for the ETR receipt, as Philip Wokorach goes over for the 5-pointer. Cabras taking the lead.
Cabras taking the lead. Well worked try. You could just tell from the forwards, they really built a platform and they got their money's worth with that try by Philip Wokorach. Conversion to be taken by Brian Tanga. The try scorer Philip Wokorach. That's showing you of his danger when, especially in broken play. He's not a man you want to give a ball in broken play. He can make you pay. And he's actually the man taking the conversion for good measure. Cabras fans in celebration. Those who have traveled and those who reside in the city of Nairobi. So Wokorach with the conversion kick to come. Conversion good. So that takes the score now to 7 points to 3 in favor of Cabras. So after a slow start and the possession that they got, they have been able to score the try.
Still have about 12 minutes to play in the first half here at the RFA ground. Cabras have just taken the lead through Philip Wokorach's try and conversion. Charles Kadovilis obviously not amused. But it looks as though the tongue lashing at halftime will come from Benjamin Aimba.
depending on how the scoreline will be standing, because it's still early days yet. 7-3 is really nothing to be celebrating about. And these two teams, to me, look very much evenly matched, despite what the scoreline could be reading. Cabras, of course, have been getting off to very superb starts in all the 8 matches that they've been playing. And Queens will take note that they have really stifled them to an extent, unless they don't concede any more points before halftime.
You know, William, just looking back at that try from Philip Wokorach, it does make for good banter on try time this Wednesday.
Yes, we shall put that ETR receipt. We shall put the ETR notification on it.
Dominic Osino with the scrum feed for Queens, who have largely been the superior side in this half. But trail. Eden Aguero with the pass to David Ambunya. Aguero is there to clean up after Ambunya's offload and then just loses the ball rather cheaply. This is Brian Tanga. Wokorach with the kick downfield. It is claimed by Osino. Patrice Gunda breaks from the blind. Kakai, former Webuye man, finds the floor. Osino. That is Hilary Baraza. Osino once again. Paul Kioko was made to stretch for that ball. Eden Aguero with the show and go, and the offload to Willie Ambaka. Loses the ball. Kevin Keegan breaks, but Godwin Karuga had blown his whistle.
Yes, good play coming in from Harlequins. Could see what Eden Aguero wanted to do. He wanted to offload, but offside there from Cabras, and they'll really have to watch their discipline. Been caught out a couple of times with the offside line there, and advantage swinging back to Queens. 7-3 the scoreline. 10 minutes to go to the end of the first half here at the RFUA ground. Laila Sindigwa surveying his options, where to get that kick into. And he takes it to the corner, and still going to be advantage to Harlequins. 7-3 the scoreline here at the RFUA ground. Match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. KCB, the champions, hosting are at Strathmore, playing Strathmore Leos. Good take there from Queens there. To go for a maul. Frank Alwale has that ball at the tail, trying to muscle their way here. It's good play coming in from Queens at the set piece.
And I'm sure that Margaret Nyabila, watching all the way in California, is enjoying the action. It's about 4 a.m. that part of the world. Eden Aguero attempting the cross kick, but it really didn't gain much for Queens. 8 minutes to play until the end of the half. It is Cabras leading by 7 points to 3. Philip Wokorach with the try and conversion, cancelling out Lyle Asiligwa's early penalty.
Godwin Karuga takes play back to where we were. It's a snapshot of the crowd. In the man there in the yellow jersey in your picture is Henley Duplessis, South African coach formerly with Boland in South Africa, in his first year as coach of Cabras Sugar. I'm wondering what is going through his mind right now, because Cabras are used to high-scoring first halves, and they'll have a bit of defending to do here just before the halftime interval. 7 minutes to go. Frank Alwale with the line-out throw here for Cabras, for Harlequins, I beg your pardon. And that line-out throw wasn't the very best, but it's still with Queens. Good defense coming in, but I think he's been held up. And advantage to Cabras. Haman Humwa held up there, and just banter between him and Nyambua. Both players playing the same position. So it's a very competitive rivalry. Humwa, of course, Kenya 7s. Nyambua, Kenya 15s. And Cabras there have dodged a bullet. Holding up the man. Not taking the man to the floor has probably saved them.
We'll just catch a glimpse of the fans here at the RFUA ground. 6 minutes to halftime. Cabras with the 4-point lead over the hosts Kenya Harlequin. This is Kenya Cup match day 9 action. Remember, the 2 p.m. kickoff saw Wamba defeat Black Blood by 26 points to 13. The quickly taken penalty there from Queens doesn't gain them much ground. Kalwale goes to the floor.
Knock on there from Harlequins after the free kick penalty was won by Queens. And Cabra seem to be having a problem with their set pieces. That's one area that they really have to look at for the remainder of the game. They were punished there by the referee, who gave a half penalty or a free kick to Cabras, to Queens. I beg your pardon, but Queens were not able to take advantage. They had a knock on there. And that's a snapshot of the crowd which has come to catch a glimpse of this game here at the RFUA ground. Sizable crowd, good crowd for top flight Kenya Cup rugby. Tanga with the scrum put in. Johannes and Tanga coordinating very well at the back of that scrum. Here comes Cabras now.
But do you really want to be running the ball from deep in your half? Probably the situation doesn't allow. Quickly taken penalty by Brian Tanga. And is he going to race clear? Steps past one, but not past Laila Siligo. But that is crucial ground gained by the former Kenya Sevens international, Logan Basson, with the show. And the offload to Kevin Keegan just glides past Dominic Osino. And this is George Nyambua racing clear for Cabras' second try.
Try number 2.
And William Juguna, we questioned why Cabras were running that ball from deep in their half. Question no more.
Question no more. It's, as they say, Michael Kwambo, it's high risk, high reward. That's what you pay. They knew they had the beating of Queens there. Backpedaling defense, and George Nyambua with try number 2. And Charles Kadovilis and Benjamin Aimba, wherever they are, they're going to be absolutely upset with the kind of lethargic defending which Queens are doing. And the celebration galore in the Cabras side of the RFUA grounds here. Try number 2. And for what it's worth, it's a well-deserved try by Cabras. Philip Okorach now with the conversion to come.
Admittedly, both tries scored by the Sugarmen have been well worked, although you just feel that Dominic Osino should have done much better in engaging Kevin Keegan in contact. Doesn't matter now, his side trailing by 2 tries to a solitary penalty.
Still a long way to go in this encounter. The man there in a white shirt and a baseball cap, none other than Pogi Donga. The conversion is in. Conversion in. So that takes the score now to 14-3. And George Nyambua, who was just having banter with Herman Humwa 3-4 minutes ago, has the last laugh. And Mario Wilson, you can just see what it means to Cabras here. Walter Orangi there, and also Martin Vuvuzela Kariuki. The O's and R's. 2.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half. And it's Laila Siligwa now with the restart for Harlequins.
This is Dan Sikuta. He has dueled against Queens so many times from his days with Mwamba. Logan Basson with that high hanging ball. It doesn't trouble Asiligwa. William Baka has been a peripheral figure in this match thus far, being played on the left wing. Penalty advantage with the quartered shirts. Laila Siligwa looking to find territory. Cabras, for all the pressure that had been applied on them by Quins, leading by 12 points to 3. Actually 14 points to 3. 2 well-worked tries from Philip Walkerach and George Nyambua.
Yes, and you can just tell how Cabras want to play this game. They want to play this game at full pace, and it's they are really trying to match that full pace game. And that line out throw, was it straight? Actually, it was a knock on by Cabras player, but Cabras want to play the game at full tilt, at pace, and try to wear down Quins in this encounter here, the RFUA ground. 14-3, Cabras leading, but Quins not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. A try just before halftime takes them back into this game. And if you're here earlier for the ESS game between the two sides, very competitive game. Cabras rushing into a 19-3 lead at one point before winning the game by 22 points to 13. So still a long way to go in this encounter here at the RFUA ground between these two competitive sides. Osino, former player of Cabras, with the scrum put in. Good shove coming in from Cabras, and they do get the penalty there. That just shows you dominance. They have dominance up front in the tight five. They are really shoving Quins in the tight five here. Just to remind you, put down this in your diary. On the 23rd of this month, which is 2 weeks away, Cabras Sugar will be at the Lions Den in Doraka to face KCB. So that should also be a hotly anticipated game.
Indeed, William Juguna, a game that is being touted as the final before the final. Brian Tanga once again with the quickly taken penalty. Dan Sikuta was trying to go through Peter Misango. Jose Angesa, former Impala man, now playing his rugby at Cabras. Logan Basson with the kick downfield, forces the Quins defenders to turn, and that is a massive kick from Logan Basson.
Good kick there from Logan Basson. I just remember watching a video of Cabras' game against Nondis a few weeks ago, and those kind of chip kicks were being put so well by Logan Basson. And the referee, Godwin Karuga, is it halftime yet?
Is it Friday yet?
Halftime for you here at the RFUA ground. It's Cabras leading by 14 points to 3, match day 9. And we've seen some glittering rugby from both sides. Superb rugby from Cabras Sugar. 2 well-worked tries by Philip Walkerach and George Nyambua, giving Cabras an 11-point advantage over Harlequins. Laila Siligwa missed a penalty kick, but I don't think it would have made so much of a difference. It's Cabras leading by 14 points to 3. We shall give you some of the highlights of the first half. Laila Siligwa with the opening points of the game, following an infringement by Cabras Sugar. Then this was an opportunity spanned by Quins. Frank Wanyama, after all the hard work done by Eden Aguero. And then this kick here by Eden Aguero. Not well received there by Logan Basson, and Aguero went on that kick again, and it was taken out by Odhiambo. And then Idi Kaikai thought had the beating of Mario Wilson there. And then this man, Philip Okorach, selling so many dummies in this game and then scoring the opening try. Philip Okorach, the Ugandan international, scoring Cabras' opening try. And then George Nyambua scoring the second try of the afternoon to give Cabras. Good work done there by Logan Basson and Kevin Keegan. As we go into the halftime break, we shall catch you on the other side of the halftime interval. But it's Cabras leading by 14 points to 3 at halftime. Catch you for the second half commentary live on Wamba Sports in a few minutes.
Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8 only on Wamba Sports, your home of true fans. Missed out on some weekend footballing action? Perhaps that last-minute winner? That controversial moment?
This is the Champions League, headline being written.
Or even some off-field drama?
Respect.
With the help of expert analysts and of course you, the fans, will be covering all matters football.
Character within these players is magnificent. Also during the World Cup, Hazard was at the top of his game.
Tune in to Monday Night Football with me, your host Mohammed Abubakar, from 8:30 p.m. on Wamba Sport, your home of true fans. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Wamba Sports, your home of true fans.
Welcome back to the RFUA ground for second half commentary of this eagerly anticipated clash between Cabras Sugar and Kenya Harlequins. The scores at halftime, Cabras leading by 14 points to 3. What can we expect for the second half? Can Kenya Harlequins come back into it? It's been a torrid first half for Queens, but they're still very much in it. I mean, 11 points is a small margin as Logan Basson now goes for the restart. 2 tries, Philip Okorach and George Nyambua with both tries. And that ball goes behind. Who wins it here? Does the ball come out of the Queen side or the Cabra side? I think it's going to come out from the Queen side. Osino finds Eden Aguero, and Aguero puts boot to the leather. Mario Wilson, Wokorach goes for a pass here to Mario Wilson. Wilson beats one man, presents the ball here to Nick Baraza. Nick Baraza offloading the ball now to Dan Sikuta. Sikuta. Cabras coming with so much energy and fire in the second half. Brian Tanga gives it now to Max Adaka. It's Cabras on the attack here. Can they finish it off? Brian Tanga, Asman Mugerwa, and the referee calls it out for offside from Harlequins. And Cabras Sugar coming out all guns blazing in the second half. And the Queens, for me, didn't fire a shot in the first half, with the only exception being that try-scoring opportunity for Idris Kaikai and Frank Wanyama. And, of course, Eden Aguero, but there were more of one-on-one opportunities, not the kind of fluid face play we saw in the first half in the game against Impala 2 weeks ago, where they dominated almost all facets of play. But it's Cabras who are on the attack here with Brian Tanga with the ball. Had a problem in the first half with their scrums and lineouts. Johannes Claude, jersey number 8. Mario Wilson, jersey number 13. And Logan Basson, the 3 South Africans in this squad. Just to remind our viewers that the South African rugby culture started very early, probably age 4 or 5.
Sometimes even earlier, as soon as you discover that you're expecting a child.
Johannes Claude. Pass from Brian Tanga wasn't the very best, but it's won there by Logan Basson, who goes to clean it.
It's Brian Tanga to Mario Wilson. Eden Aguero slows down his momentum Looks like a battle there. Eventually, Philip Wokorach, we saw him score a blinder of a try. Nyambua with the quick pass out to Wilson. Just brought to the floor there by William Baka. William Baka has been quiet for the 43 or so minutes of this match that have been played, William Juguna.
Yes, I just think the Queen's forwards haven't got a very good platform to dominate as they did against Impala. On that occasion 2 weeks ago, Queens were, they were literally bamboozling Impala, by the way. But the Queen's forwards haven't got that decent platform. It's been very scrappy as Laila Siligwa takes play back to the center. 3.5 minutes gone into the second half here at the RFUA ground. Mario Wilson there tried to weave his magic past William Baka and Laila Siligwa, Frank Wanyama. But it was a very tight corner and there was no way he was going to go past the Queen's players. Good counter-racking coming in from Cabras, but they lose the ball there. And it's going to be accidental. It's going to be offside there from Queens. Queens haven't had the ball in this opening stance of the second half as Logan Basson will aim for the corner, look for territory. He had a mammoth kick just before the halftime interval, which really wrong-footed Laila Siligwa. Charles Kadovilis, Benjamin Aimba, the Queen's coaches in your pictures there. Queens not out of the woods yet. They're still very much in it, Michael Combo. It's only 11 points, so a converted try takes them to within 4 points of Cabras.
True indeed, William Juguna. They will have to raise their intensity. We have seen Cabras do that. The opening 15 or so minutes were all about Queens, but Cabras settled down, got into a rhythm, raised the intensity, and you can see the scoreline favoring them. Logan Basson with the attack there into space. As Asuman Mugerwa, Uganda captain, he is a powerhouse. Nick Baraza charging at Eden Agero. Patrice Gunda has other ideas. The ball is on the floor. Brian Obwaya Otieno, former Kenya under-20 international, cleans it up for the host. Eden Agero raises his head, sees no one home, boots out that ball into touch.
It's going to be a line-out throw to Cabras Sugar. Queens yet to come out of their own half in this opening stanza of the second half. Just to remind you of the other fixtures being played across the Republic, we do have 2 games in Nakuru between Menengai Oilers and Impala at the Nakuru Showground, and Nondis are at Nakuru RFC at the Athletic Club, while the champions KCB are playing Strathmore Leos at the Madaraka grounds as Homeboys take on Min Machine at the University of Nairobi grounds. We shall be getting those scores to you very, very shortly once we get them. But all eyes are on here at the RFA ground between the visitors, Cabras Sugar and Harlequins. Brian Tanga, who's on an extended study leave from away from the Kenya 7 squad, just showing you his worth here. He's been part of the Cabras team for the last couple of seasons. Nick Baraza, Logan. Oh, they were looking for Philip Wokorach, but he loses the ball there.
That was a crunching tackle from Willie Ambaka as Wokorach lost that ball forward on the tackle. But you can see what Cabras had done, deployed Mario Wilson as a decoy runner, obviously looking to suck in the Queen's defenders. Willie Ambaka was falling for none of that.
Good defensive alignment there coming from Harlequins. In case you missed it, Wamba did beat Black Blood by 23 points, 26 points to 13. They got a bonus point to win. 5 points, that means they move up to 4th on the standings as we wait the other 4 p.m. kickoffs currently ongoing across the Republic.
And the score from Madaraka is that KCB are leading Strathmore Leos by 15 points to 3. They've scored 3 tries there. to the Leos' solitary penalty. That was the score heading into halftime. Any more updates will be shared as we receive them. Dominic Osino just pops the ball to Laila Siligwa, who is looking to get Quins out of jail. They have been second best this afternoon. Cabras have indeed put in a show, but you also have to give it to Quins. Toughest test for Cabras thus far. Nick Baraza just did well to keep that ball in play, and then this man Philip Wokorach, there is always trouble when he finds himself in possession. Daisy run from the Ugandan international. Nick Baraza cleans it up, but that ball looked to have traveled forward. And that was cheeky from those two very good friends off
Forward
the pitch.
pass there by Philip Wokorach. Once again, there was no support play coming in from him. But why they aggro Nick Baraza and William Barker? They have been two mates in the same team. I don't know why they should be so much aggro. Maybe it's a nature of the game.
Yeah, let's attribute it to the nature of the game. And you can just see what Philip Wokorach brings to the table. Takes a lot to defend him. Then these two looking as though they were arguing over an old debt.
Yes. 9 minutes going into the second half. Still the score stands at 14 points to 3 in favor of Cabras Sugar. There's been a substitution. I think Aaron Oforioth has come in for Dominic Osino.
Aaron Oforioth, the man they call Double Black. This is David Ambunya, has been another quiet figure for Quins. He is marshaled to the floor by Dan Sikuta. Patrice Agunda keeps it alive for the hosts. Oforioth, the Ugandan international, is not given any breathing space by Dan Sikuta.
And the referee says he was offside. And he didn't come through the gate.
Big boot downfield from Laila Siligwa, this time finds touch. But the more things stay as they are, then it is all for Cabras. They are snuffing the life out of Quins anytime Quins find themselves in an attacking position. Frank Kalwale, former Kenya under-20 international, with a pinpoint throw to Tony Mutai. This is something we have seen Quins do time and again. Can they pull it off against Cabras? Oforioth, Aguero, Ambunya with the step, elects to go into contact, is kept alive by Frank Wanyama. Strong feet there, good placement of the ball. Hilary Baraza, he is driven back by Brian Juma. Asiligwa with the ball to Paul Kioko. Oforioth. Aguero plays it through to
Aman Humwa, who is taken back in the tackle, I think.
But he does well to keep it alive. That was almost costly from Oforioth. His attempted grabber charged down, but Quins keeping themselves in possession. Patient build up here. Tony Mutai with that dart into space. And they have been mugged of the ball. Philip Wokorach there. Well, actually, that was Brian Juma. The advantage back to Quins. 51 minutes played, 19 remaining. Actually, 29 minutes remaining in the second half.
Quins not really getting over the advantage line. Their forwards really not. I'm hitting that ball at pace, as you would expect, as we saw against Impala. And it's all very well read by the Cabras defense in this encounter. And Quins will have to do better than that if they're to really breach this try line or this defensive shield that Cabras have, because it's not really working so far for Quins. And once again, the Quins actually are penalized by Godwin Karuga, so it's going to be advantage to Cabras. Remember, the score still stands at 14-3 as Godwin Karuga now has a word with Peter Misango, the Quins skipper. Gordon Karuga just confirming something with the Queen's side. So Logan Basson now with the penalty attempt, look for territory.
He will find territory with that kick. It was a big kick from the South African. One of 3 South Africans in the Cabras lineup. The others being Claude Johannes and Mario Wilson. A 4th one is on the bench, Barry Robinson.
Throw is not the best here, and that was a line-out attempt by Cabras, and it was a knock-on.
Yeah, indeed, but it was expected coming from the prop, Asuman Mugerwa. But this has been an interesting game. We have seen Paul Kioko stretch for the ball, the Queen's prop, and now Asuman Mugerwa jump for that ball. No offense to props around the world.
If there's one weakness that we have seen from Cabras this afternoon, I think it's their set piece, especially in the line-out. It's not been the very best. I think you can count the number of line-out throws that they have won. I think probably 1 out of 6 or 6 or 7 throws in this encounter. Oforioth with the scrum put in. Oforioth now finds Eden Aguero. Aguero finds Frank Wanyama. Wanyama tries to go over the advantage line. Does a good job of presenting that ball now to Oforioth. Referee's arm is out for a penalty advantage. Eden Aguero trying to do things on his own now. And it's won by Brian Tanga. And the referee.
But William, you feel that Aguero is becoming a bit too predictable with that kick behind the Cabras defenders. We saw him do that in the first half. It caused a bit of an anxious moment for the Cabras defenders, but they snuffed out the threat. And this time it was well dealt with. Let's just catch a glimpse of the Cabras seconds. The Eric Shirley Shield result over Queens 2 resulted in a 19-13 win for the visitors from Kakamega. 22-13 as William Juguna just confirms. We have 25 minutes to play in this Kenya Cup encounter. It is the visitors Cabras leading by 14 points to 3. The tries coming from Philip Wokorach and George Nyambua. Wokorach with the 2 conversions. Lyle Asiligo's penalty, the only points on the board for Queens. Tony Mtai with that take in the air from the line-out. Once again, another infringement, another opportunity lost. Cabras once again in possession.
It's been the story of the game so far. Queens in an attacking position, but as the execution in attack seems to be hurting them, and an opportunity, an attacking line-out opportunity for them has just gone begging for Queens. 14 points to 3 the scoreline. Very warm welcome to those of you who are joining us here from the RFA ground. In case you missed it, Wamba did beat Black Blood by 26 points to 13, and it looks like a double substitution is coming. George Scott on watch, I think, is coming in, and I don't know if it's Alicia Coronia or Roxy Dan Suchi. Penalty to Cabras. I don't know, for Rioth, the guilty party there.
Of course, running away from the scene, making sure he's not reprimanded by Godwin Karuga. You don't want to go a man down at this point of the game, especially for a critical player like, I don't know, Forioth.
Yeah, the game has been refereed very well. I think both sides have been very disciplined, not really angered the eye of the referee, but the referee's patience probably is being tested as we speak. And I think he's told the captain, next man with the offense goes to the naughty chair.
But it was also rumored in some platform that the pink color donned by the referees has a very mellowing effect.
Probably it has, and that's why probably Godwin Karuga has just kept the cards in his pocket after 56 minutes.
A replacement there for Queens. Hilary Baraza goes off. We'll confirm his replacement in a moment. He has done his 57 minutes of duty at second row. It is very likely that George Scott on watch, the experienced former Uganda international, could slot into anywhere from the lock to the back row.
Man there in a picture is Cabras' head coach, Henley Duplessis. I think he's communicating with his assistant and the team manager. He's very far from the action. He's not even sitting on the technical bench, I think, which gives him a better view of what is happening on the pitch, by the way.
Well, that actually is the norm in higher levels of rugby. where you do find the coaches seated far away from the bench, obviously with a better eye, but with technology as well to guide them.
Good scrum coming in from Cabras against the head there, Johannes Claude.
Another one who has been quiet for the Sugarmen this afternoon.
Good counter-racking there from Harlequins there. I thought that was a Cabras ball, but it's been counter-racked here. Eden Aguero. Ingman handled there by the Cabras forwards, and the referee has called it back. It's been stop-start, Michael Kwambo, in the second half between these two sides. I don't think they're content with the other sitting, but the fluency has been very poor, if I may say so. We saw a lot of running in the first half from Cabras, but second half it's been very limited. As Aaron Oforioth takes that penalty, looks for territory as we are about to approach the hour mark here at the RFA ground. Match day 9 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. We are in the second half of the season. Done already 8 matches, 8 more to go.
Indeed, Willem, and as you described the game, I just thought that finely poised would also aptly describe this match, because we're still waiting for the other party to blink. We haven't seen the blinks yet. This is Aaron Oforioth. Peter Misango receives that ball. Crucial meter gained there. Eden Aguero has men in support. David Ambunya plays it to William Baka. Laila Siligwa goes down under that tackle from Paul Abuto, his former teammate 3 or 4 seasons ago. Oforioth, Herman Humwa. The defense from Cabras is huge, but it is still Quins in the ascendancy, agonizingly close to the Cabras try line. Wanyama there to secure the rack. Oforioth with the pass, and it is short. Quins obviously just setting themselves up to launch one last foray as they go in pursuit of 5 points here. Everything is going their way. Aguero. This is Ambaka. Strong feet from the widely traveled William Baka. Tony Mtai with the quickly taken penalty. He stretches over the chalk. The defense is desperate from Paul Abuto. That has been spectacular, William Jugona.
Absolutely, that was very decent play coming in from Queens. The first real attacking foray we've seen them in this first half. And Tony Mutwai, brilliant rugby brain, he went for a quick tap, but he just couldn't get over the line there. You could see he was trying to stretch out his arm, but good defense from Cabras. And the man in jersey number 4, the Hilary Odhiambo, tried to go on a counter. And substitutions galore here. Aman Humwa there. Frank Kalwale has gone off. He has been replaced by Edwin Oseko.
The experienced Edwin Oseko had been out for a while, recovering from a knock that took him out of action, but has worked his way back into the Quins matchday squad. Frank Kalwale, from the class that produced Peter Karia.
Brantanga with the scrum put in. He will look for Logan Basson. And Basson has to clear his lines here. And he does find touch, but Cabras very much hemmed in their 22 now. 18.5 minutes to go to the end of this game. You just feel, Michael Kwambo, that Queens need to score the next try to make this game competitive and close, because as it stands, game seems to be running away from them, but we still do have 18 minutes, but you just feel that the game has to turn in favor of Queens for them to win it.
Beautifully taken in the air there from the line out throw. It is Queens still in possession. A kick over the Queens, over the Cabras defense. There seemed to be a moment there. Logan Basson was impeding Willie Ambaka.
But the referee says
penalty advantage with Queens, if I'm not wrong, William Juguna.
Is it a penalty advantage to Queens or to Yes, it is to Queens by the because the referee's arm is pointing in the way of Queens. Was there obstruction there? We don't know. Maybe our director can probably replay that kick again.
That's the pass from Oforioth, the kick behind the Cabras defense, and you can see
William Baka was impeded. And Queens go to the corner. Very key part of the game here. As Cabras also do make a bit of substitutions. I can see Ephraim Odwor has come in and Charles Mukua has come in. I think Max Adaka has gone out.
Actually, it's Charlton Mukua.
Charlton Mukua, yes.
That was a bit tentative in the line out from Queens. But they do well to secure possession. Tony Mtai with the pass to Paul Kioko. The battering ram just gains 1 or 2 more crucial meters. This is Frank Wanyama piercing through the Cabras defense. Ball is presented to Tony Mtai. Paul Kioko, thumping tackle coming through from Nicodemus Baraza. Pass behind the Queens players claimed by Eden Aguero. Once again kicks it to William Baka. Claims the ball, but Logan Basson is not giving William Baka the time of day or night if we're playing under floodlights.
Yeah, he's been well marshaled, William Baka, by the Cabras defense. Cabras defense has been very stout, been very steady. Just speaking to the coach yesterday, he told me it's one area they really worked on. Because as I say, defense really wins championships. And Brian Tanga is away. Does he have support now? Now, could this be an opportunity for Cabras here?
This is electric rugby coming from the Sugarmen. Off that cheeky steal from Brian Tanga. Tanga movement maybe.
Once again, Brian Tanga showing why he was called up to the Kenya 7 squad. Quick mind, sharp feet, nimble feet. Just look at this once again. Damned everyone there. Scorching run, and he does have support. That was Hilary Odhiambo. Pop pass there to Ephraim Odwor, I think, or is it?
That was Joseph.
Or is it Geoffrey Shitabasi
Odero.
or Joseph Odero? Yes. And once again, Cabras just showing you the full armory, the full tricks in the bag. As we go into a scrum down here, 15.5 minutes to go to the end of this game. Godwin Karuga, stricter of the law.
15 minutes to play here, and it has been electric despite the low score. William, you had rightly predicted these matches being low scoring.
Absolutely, yes, because both teams are evenly matched.
But we hadn't looked at the entertainment value. The fans may not yet have gotten what they wanted in terms of scores, but in terms of entertainment, the 300 shillings has so far been worth every penny, or is it every cent?
Absolutely, yes. Money well spent on a Saturday afternoon. Monday in your picture, Henley Duplessis
doesn't look too happy.
And once again, Queens. Cabras penalized for being offside. So it's going to be advantage to Queens as they go for Guara Guara.
This is a crucial 15 or so minutes. You really need to keep your head. David Ambunya with the strong feet there goes to ground. Laila Siligo was just returned to sender by Nick Baraza. Quickly taken penalty from Aaron Oforioth. He has certainly lit up Queens since he came on, but loses that ball as he went into contact. But Oforioth has been an inspired substitution for the home side, Kenya Harlequin.
Yeah, it really hasn't really been an upgrade on Dominic Osino. And 13.5 minutes to go. You just feel this game is moving away from Queens unless they can really pull out Englishman would say a Houdini act in the final few minutes. Because the forwards are not really getting over the advantage line, and when the opportunities are being presented, they are not really taking advantage of them. Paul Kioko going off. And it's been a real battle up front there Paul Kioko taken back in that tackle by Nick Baraza a few minutes ago. And Cabras, remember, who arrived on Thursday evening in the city, had the captain's run yesterday afternoon. It's one area the chairman, Philip Jarano, told me they have to be very careful about it. Transportation, especially because they do travel the most actually in the Kenya Cup. So they really have to arrive a day before the game is played, not on the day of the game, as most Kenya Cup teams do. You arrive a day earlier so that you can get some good rest and recovery. And that is the man whose team is leading the Kenya Cup League, Henley Duplessis, South African, formerly with Boland.
Is it me, William Juguna, or have you noticed the very uncanny resemblance between Duplessis and Charles Kadovilis?
Yes.
This is Aluda Beda, another former Cabras man. He is on and full of running, but loses the ball. That is Geoffrey Shitambasi. Brian Juma goes down under the thumping tackle from Willie Ambaka. And he takes out Brian Juma. Not a laughing matter at this point in time. Maybe when they're reminiscing about the action in the clubhouse after the game.
Probably, but you see, it's I don't know if it's hostility, Michael Kwambo, or it's banter going on, because you can see William Ambaka is just laughing and smiling after the tackle, by the way.
It is just intensity, big game intensity, and we will certainly be seeing a lot more of this on Bamba Sport as the Kenya Cup goes into the business end. So if you're watching this, brace yourself for 8 more weeks of intense action.
Absolutely,
Big
Michael
hits.
Kwambo. But it's just hilarious from the commentator's box, because you can even see the guy there. He's just laughing.
But the lady next to him is perplexed.
Yes,
probably wondering why these guys get onto the pitch every Saturday
Every
to do
Saturday.
this and still greet each other at the end of 80 minutes.
Yes, it's a gentleman's game. Come win or defeat, we will say hi to each other and probably have a beer at the end of the match. (14-3) the scoreline. No added scores in the second half of this encounter here. And unfortunately,
that looks like the end of the game for Brian Juma. Brought to a screeching halt by William Ambaka.
And I don't think William Ambaka had any malice in the tackle. It's just the nature of the game.
Yeah,
I don't think Michael Kwamba, you've played for Impala KCB. No one goes into a rugby game to injure a player. It's just the nature of the game and the adrenaline which takes you to make such kind of a tackle.
Obviously, and as Benjamin Ayimba likes to say, if you wanted to play marbles, you shouldn't be on the rugby pitch.
Yes, absolutely. It's not ballet, as the former Springbok coach Peter de Villiers said. This is a contact game, and unfortunately, people do get injured.
And here we see it once again. Full stop from William Ambaka. I mean, there's no other way to describe that tackle.
Absolutely, yes.
And it wasn't malicious. But action resumes. David Ambunya. He has been strong on his feet for Queens, showing glimpses of what made him a Kenya international back in the day. I don't know, for Yoth, struggling to find the floor. He does. That is Elisha Koronya, finds the floor once again. Eden Aguero, the man who never finds the floor. Frank Wanyama breaks through the tackle. That perfectly timed pass to William Ambaka, not executed to perfection, but that was crucial ground broken by Frank Wanyama. Kevin Keegan, the former Queens man, slippery he is, and once again just shrugs off the feeble tackle from Aaron Oforioth. Kevin Keegan,
supporters coming too late for him.
Very deceptive runner. He looks very nimble.
Yes, absolutely.
But he is actually coasting, and this is Geoffrey Shitambasi. Philip Wokorach dances his way to the try line. A third try for
Cabras.
Third try for Cabras.
Game, set, and match for me, Michael Kwambo. 19 points to 3, and it all started with that counter-attack by Frank Wanyama to William Ambaka. Wasn't well fielded, but Daniel Sikuta is able to feed Kevin Keegan, and Keegan on a scorching run, almost 60-70 meters. He is able to provide the platform, and Philip Wokorach, as we told you, one of the most dangerous players on the African continent, in broken play, and you can see what it means to him and to Cabras. 19 points to 3 with the conversion to come. And that is probably that.
Those are friends of Cabras, not necessarily Cabras supporters, but friends of Cabras joining in the celebrations. Philip Wokorach has struck 2 conversions. Can he make it a perfect 3 from the kicking tee? Makes no mistake, takes the scores to 21-3. It has been dominant from Cabras, but it has also been violent from Queens.
Yes, it's been violent, but Michael Kwambo, as you always tell me, violent is not good enough. Especially in these big games, you need your big name players to show up. Violent will only get you so far. And the Queens side of the RFUA ground, it's like there's pin drop silence.
The restart is deep into Cabras territory, fielded by Mario Wilson. The Cabras fans demanding the bonus point try, which will come should their team land a 4th try. They have all of 6 minutes to do that. Logan Basson is down on the floor.
Was that a late tackle or something?
Seems to be in excruciating pain, not making a meal of it.
I think Nick Baraza just giving him some warm-up, some words of consolation.
Let's just see, that was Haman Humwa. Well, that's too close to call, because you'd say that Haman Humwa had committed himself.
Yeah, it was a follow-through.
And there was no malice whatsoever. Just got the short end of the stick there.
Peter Misango very quiet from what we saw against Impala 2 weeks ago. Him and Haman Humwa were so devastating. But today, it's not going to continue to plan. And once again, just sums up Queen's play this afternoon. They do get a second bite of the cherry from the referee. And Tony Mutai is saying, let's go to the corner. Let's try and get something from this game.
And the latest from the Strathmore grounds in Madaraka is that KCB leading Strathmore Leos by 27 points to 3. They're well past their 5th try, a bonus point secured there. So should the scores stay the same, they will have cut Cabras' lead to 4 points.
Yes, yes. They will have cut that lead 4 points, and I think the top 3 will remain unchanged as of 6 p.m. this evening.
This is Edward Oseko with the line-out throw. Henley Duplessis with his conditioning coach, Richard Ochieng. Queens looking to walk this over the Cabras try line. This is Peter Misango at the end of that mole. Will they be able to drive over? The momentum is good. Oforioth charging.
Held up once again, but I think the referee should have an advantage there. Didn't come through the gate, I think, but it's been held up. 4.5 minutes to go here at the RFUA ground. The highlight of the weekend, Cabras Sugar versus Queens. Michael Kwambo, would I say it's playing out to be a tame clash or a tame response from Harlequins?
I wouldn't necessarily call it tame, because you have to give it to Queens. They have gone at Cabras at every opportunity they've got. But Cabras have come into this fixture with their tails up, not allowing any slip, because I believe Queens played with the same intensity against Impala and managed to punch a lot of holes. You can see them still going in pursuit of a try here. The ball has been stolen by Dan Sikuta. It's a very crucial steal from the former Kenya Sevens international. Brian Tanga has secured clean ball. Looks to play it back to Logan Basson, who has been very cool under pressure.
Absolutely, very cool.
And just
very calculated.
Indeed, and just relieving that pressure that was building from Queens. But back to what you were saying, William Juguna, Queens have actually given it all they have been able to. They have just come up and stuck against a very solid Cabras side.
Absolutely.
Kudos to both teams for so far 78 minutes of solid Kenya Cup rugby.
Absolutely, it's been competitive from both sides. And Logan Basson goes off. And Henley Duplessis there probably will be happy with the results. I don't know about the performance. He's a stickler for the high standards his team has set over the years. As now Queens can they get a consolation try here, trying to muscle their way over this brick wall of Cabras. Two and a half minutes to go. And Michael Kwambo, you just feel, you get the feeling that even if this game was added another 10 minutes, I don't know if Queens will ever score.
Let's not put it past them. They just need to stick to their structures, keep their heads, and most importantly, just keep driving forward, which they are doing. Oforioth with that pass to Melvin Dhairu, because Cabras will defend all afternoon, but you can't keep tackling for a set period of time. You will tire out no matter who you are.
And probably a gap will emerge, or a hole will emerge in the defensive line. Aaron Oforioth, Tony Mutai. The referee calls it back again. Cabras were offside. And look at that defensive formation of Cabras. They have really stood tall in defense for the 79 minutes that we have seen them playing. Actually going to go for a scrum, and it's one area which I think Cabras have had the upper hand. Into the final few minutes of this game. I don't know how much time Godwin Karuga will give us in terms of stoppages, but we can safely say that Cabras will get the 4 points, but not the bonus point. Oops. So into the final few seconds, seconds of this encounter. Good driving coming there from Misangwat, number 8, Oforioth. Finds Eden Aguero. Aguero with a cutout pass to the center, and William Baka, does he get the try? No, there was a forward pass, I think. Was it a forward pass? I have to wait for the referee. And Godwin Karuga calls it back for an infringement there from Cabras. Going to go for another scrum here.
This is going to be a big scrum for both teams. Cabras must defend with their lives. Queens, on the other hand, must give it all they've gotten. First, to secure a clean ball, and secondly, to breach the Cabras try line. A feed from Oforioth is picked up. This is Aguero, Ambunya. Everything matters. Oforioth plays it out wide. Ambaka up against Fabian Orlando. He runs over the former KCB man. There's nobody home. It is Herman Humwa. Picks up that ball from the loose. Oforioth. Queens must be patient. Cabras must be disciplined. Oforioth once again. That is Dan Roxy Suchi, former Cabras man. Melvin Dhairu. That was a bit messy from the former Mean Machine man, but Queens still have clean ball. It is played out wide. Frank Wanyama finds himself in possession, but he doesn't have space. His movement has been curtailed by the Cabras defenders. Oforiof, Agero, Humwa, Koronya, Oforiof, Agero with the show and go. Attempted to pop it for William Baka. Karuga Godwin has blown his whistle. Is that the last order of business? It is a penalty to Cabras. We have played the 80 minutes. William Juguna, most probably this is the last order of business. Cabras will be satisfied to take the win, minus the bonus point. They stay unbeaten, 9 wins from 9. 21-3 the full-time score. It has been an entertaining fixture, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Cabras do get the 4 points, not the 5 that they've been accustomed to for the last 8 weeks of the season. They do get the 4 points and they stay top of the Kenya Cup standings on 44 points as we await the other scores to trickle in from the rest of the Republic. Cabras Sugar, 2 tries to Philip Okorach, 1 try to George Nyambua. They have done what I would say in football terms is a professional job. They came, they saw, they conquered, they have delivered, and they will stay top of the Kenya Cup for another extra week here in the Kenya Cup log. Final score, Kenya Harlequins 3, Cabras Sugar 21. Credit to Queens, that the team which has conceded the least amount of points so far in the Kenya Cup, with Cabras putting in 40 plus points. These are the highlights for you. For the second half, Logan Basson there tried to play in Philip Okorach. And then Philip Okorach going on a scorching run there. He just offloaded the ball forward there to Nick Baraza. Then the Ajibaji there with William Baka there. And Aaron Oforioth tackled by Dan Sikuta. Sikuta's really put in a serious shift at number 6. And then this scorching run here, look at this from Brian Tanga. Amazing run from him. Offloading there to Hilary Odhiambo, who later got injured. Offloaded the ball there to Ephraim Odwor. Odwor was able to find Brian Juma. And then Brian Juma had his afternoon ended by that tackle by William Baka. And then Philip Okorach with the conceding try, the try which put the game out of reach for Harlequins. That was it. So now on to Abubakar pitchside interviews with Henley Duplessis and Charles Kadovilis.
All right, 80 minutes are over and Cabras have emerged victorious again, recording their 9th win in 9 games, winning this one 21-3 against Queens, who have really tried to put up a fight up until the end to get those tries so that they can close that margin that is. And I have Coach Charles Kadovilis here of Kenya Harlequins, who is going to give us a thought on the game. Coach, your thoughts on the game?
Tough game. Cabras, kudos to Cabras. They did what they had to do, especially in the first half. They really capitalized on our mistakes, and that's what it's all about, especially in these tight fixtures. At the end of the day, I just felt our boys just didn't get off the blocks. I think they held back a bit. We're almost playing like at 60-70%, and that's something that we just really need to address really quickly, because these are the sort of games that you should be able to show up, especially our back line. They were so flat after 5-6 minutes of the game. They were just so flat and just didn't come into the play. And Cabras were able to capitalize on our mistakes, so kudos to them. And we go back to the drawing board on Tuesday. There's still a long way in the season, and we just keep on building.
And how frustrating was it that your team, let's just move a little bit inside, how frustrating was it that your team was on their 22 for the most part of the second half and not getting that try? It must have been frustrating for you.
Yeah, I mean, first half, same story. Second half, same story. The boys just need to be a bit more patient. Decision making was really, really poor. I'm really upset, especially with some of our senior players. The decision making at the critical times was just really poor, and it's something that we're going to really, really address. I mean, Frank Wanyama, clear. has a pass to give William Baka, and they drop the ball. Some of our most experienced players. So it was just a total mess. But when you're playing a team with the quality of Cabras, they'll capitalize on your mistakes and they'll punish you.
Still confident of a top 2-3 finish?
Definitely. There's still a long way to go, as I said. So it's that was a good test. It tells us how far we've come, and then we take it from there. I mean, people would have watched. We've denied them bonus points. People thought it was going to be a thrashing. I think people saw that we can bring the game to them. So as I said, back to the drawing board. It's more focusing on black blood next week and just consolidating our position in the playoff positions.
Solid performance, coach. All the best moving forward.
Thank you.
All right, that was the coach of Kenya Harlequins, Charles Kadavilis. Now I'd like to talk to the winning coach, Coach Henley of Cabras. Coach, your assessment of the game. You've been all around the pitch, going round. You feel that this team has brought the competition as well to you?
Yeah, this is what we were looking for. I think the build-up to this game was very good, and I think Queens had us for a few minutes there. They played very well. My head off to Charles, a good coach. And I think they've challenged us a lot of mistakes from our side, but I think Queens was well prepared for this game. And my head off to my boys also. We fought well, defended well, and that is one part we've worked hard on during this season.
9th win in a row, this time minus the bonus point. Are you still satisfied?
Still satisfied. Must know that it's a away game, and to win anything we will take on our away game. Even if we win by 1 point, we will take it. For us, it's just important to keep on winning, putting the pressure on the other teams, and yeah, I'm very pleased with the win today.
Coach, are you confident you can go all the way unbeaten up until the end?
No comment on that one, but we will try. We need to improve on a lot of our stuff, especially on our execution. But yeah, this game done and dusted. Work our way back to homeboys, and then taking it game for game, like I've said.
All right, solid performance. Congratulations, coach.
Okay, thank you.
Very well, that is the coach of Cabras Sugar, Coach Henley Duplessis, winning this one against Kenya Harlequins, 21-3. Tough game here for Cabras. This is the first time they have managed to win, minus the bonus point, that is. It's been a good day of rugby. Lots of fans who have turned up here. Let's meet again next week, match day 10. Until then, keep it sporty.